Welcome back to Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Doug Morrow along with Jim Hawthorne and Jordy Hultberg. We're about 15 minutes away from kickoff on a beautiful day here in Baton Rouge. It stands filled with people here for an exciting Southeastern Conference game. The LSU band down on the field in the big block LSU letters as they traditionally form before every game, entertaining the fans. They will perform the alma mater in just a moment and then the national anthem. And, of course, we will go down to the field when the national anthem plays. There are a lot of festivities that will go on between now and the time of the kickoff. And let me talk about one of those that's most important, and that is the honoring of the seniors on the LSU football team. 16 seniors today, 10 scholarship and 6 walk-ons will be honored prior to the kickoff. And let me give you those names. You'll hear some of these throughout the game because they're players. Some of them you will not have heard because they don't ever play, but they're an integral part of the LSU football program. Joseph Barksdale, Jai Eugene, Derek Helton, of course, the punter, Richard Murphy, Jonathan Nixon, Richard Dugas, Paul Filio, Josh Jasper, Drake Nevis, Kelvin Shepard, Zach Elkins, Daniel Graff, Lazarius Pep Livingston, Jordan Newell, Terrence Tolliver, and Ian Harding. Those 16 will be honored as they will individually come out and be introduced to the fans. The parents will be here. There'll be a terrific ceremony, and it's a moment, I'll tell you, that you have a hard time preparing for, because until you come out onto the floor of Tiger Stadium and realize this is the last time you will ever be on this field wearing the purple and gold uniform representing LSU, it doesn't hit you full speed. And then it hits you at that moment, and you realize, you know, I better make use of this moment because it's the last one I'll ever have like this. And that's the way LSU seniors, I think, will take it in a most important game against the Ole Miss. I don't know if I should call them Black Bears, Rebels, whatever we're going to call them throughout the course of the game. But that Ole Miss team from Oxford, Mississippi. And here, let's go down to the field for the national anthem. And another great rendition by the Tiger Band of the national anthem, cheered by the crowd, and a great crowd it is here in Tiger Stadium. Just moments away from kickoff, and let me give you the starting lineups for today's game. They're brought to you by James Construction Group, equipped for tonight, prepared for tomorrow. For the Ole Miss, I'm going to call them Rebels when I give you the lineups. During the game, we'll have to make a decision about what to call them. Offensively, let me give you their lineup. From left tackle to right tackle, and I'll give you their classes because they're very young across the front. Bradley Sowell at left tackle, a 6'7", 315-pound junior. The left guard, Alex Washington, 6'4", 335, a junior. At center, a sophomore, A.J. Hawkins, 6'4", 305. The right guard, Jared Duke, 6'6", 325, only a freshman. And the right tackle, Bobby Massey, 6'6", 310, a sophomore. Their tight end is Ferbia Allen, number 83, 6'4", 245. He's only a sophomore. So among that group, you heard me right, there's not anybody above a junior class in that group. The wide receiver at one side, Melvin Harris, is the starter, starting in front of Markeith Summers, who really is their big play guy. Markeith Summers is a senior, but Harris is a 6'7", 205 sophomore. He's their jump ball guy. They will throw the ball up and let him go get it, and he's very good at it. The flanker on the other side, Jesse Grandy, a big playmaker, 5'10", 165. He's the closest they have to Dexter McCluster on this group. The quarterback, Jeremiah Masoli, 5'11", 220. He's a senior, was a starter for 2 years at the University of Oregon and led them to 10 in 3 seasons running that spread offense, which he does very well. He had a concussion a couple of weeks ago that affected him very much, obviously, against Tennessee. He seems to be fully recovered and will be the starter in today's game. Brandon Bolden, the Baton Rouge youngster, will start at the running back, 5'11", 215. He's a junior. The fullback, H.R. Greer, 5'11", 225. He's a sophomore. Defensively, they will start Lamarck Armour at one defensive end, 6'2", 280, his senior. The nose tackle, Jarrell Powell, 6'2", 320, a senior, and he's a pretty good stopper up front. Ted Laurent's the other defensive tackle, 6'1", 303, he's a senior. And the defensive end on the other side, Jason Jones, 6'2", 250, a sophomore. The linebackers, D.T. Shackelford, 6'1", 235, a sophomore. The middle linebacker, Jonathan Cornell, 6'1", 235, a senior. And the strong linebacker, Alan Walker, 6'1", 230, he's a senior. The left cornerback is Marcus Temple, and this is where they are weak in the defensive secondary. At left corner, Marcus Temple, 5'11", 188, a junior. Johnny Brown, the strong safety, 6 feet 212, a senior. Damian Jackson, 6'2", 205, a junior at the free safety. And Jeremy McGee, 5'10", 185, he's a senior. They have given up 20 touchdown passes this season. Their defense, however, is second in the SEC in sacks, and so they are a do-or-die defensive team. They're going to gamble. They're going to try to take advantage of opportunities because they have to create those opportunities for themselves. They're simply not good enough in the secondary to cover very well. LSU's erraticism offensively is going to be a real challenge for them. And so let me give you this LSU offensive starting lineup. The tackles, tackle to tackle, Joseph Barksdale, the senior, 6'6", 318. He's a senior. At right tackle, Alex Hurst, or Chris Falk will start in the place of Alex Hurst at the right tackle spot. The left guard, Josh Durasic, 6'6", 295, a junior. P.J. Lonergan, 6'4", 300, a sophomore at the center. T-Bob Hebert, 6'3", 280. He's a junior at the right guard spot. D'Angelo Peterson will be the tight end. Terrence Tolliver at the other wide receiver, along with Reuben Randall on the LSU Sports Radio Network. You might hear in the background Dan Bornay on the public address announcement introducing the seniors that I've told you about just a moment ago. Daniel Kraft coming out, and he's kind of jostling around with the cheerleaders as he comes out of the tunnel. He's been a great youngster and a real bright spot on the LSU special teams throughout his entire career. LSU defensively will start at the left defensive end, Kendrick Adams, 6'5", 255, a junior. The left tackle, Michael Brockers, 6'6", 300, a freshman. The right tackle, Drake Nevis, and he is the force in the middle that makes LSU's defense go. 6'2", 285, a senior. LeVar Edwards at the right side, 6'5", 265, a sophomore. The linebackers, Stephon Francois, junior. Kelvin Shepard, a senior, and Ryan Baker, a junior. Baker has become kind of the designated sack the quarterback linebacker, and he's very good at it, and he's a real fine tackler and a great hitter. In the left corner, either Mo Claiborne or Teran Matthew. Matthew has been a starter in all but maybe name throughout the entire season, and although he started some, he's going to be a player that plays most of the game at some position. At strong safety, Eric Reed will be the starter. He's only a freshman, 6'2", 207, and a great hitter. Cornell Hatcher at the free safety, backed by Craig Lofton, and Patrick Peterson at the right cornerback, backed up by Tharold Simon. If there is a nickelback, it'll be Ron Brooks, who played an awful lot, had a great game against ULM last week. So there is the LSU's offensive and defensive teams that will be starting in today's game. Down on the field, the Tiger Band has formed two columns as they traditionally do, but rather than the team coming out as a unit, what is being done is that each senior is being individually introduced, coming out between those two columns of band members, going to midfield, being united with his parents, walking towards the near stands to be greeted by the fans. It's a great ceremony and one that will be very memorable. And, of course, the Tiger staff is making sure that there'll be pictures taken of this. There'll be memorial creations that those players in the future will be able to look at and remember fondly their senior day. And it'll be much more fun if they're able to come away with the victory, having lost the last 2 years to this Ole Miss Rebel team. So let's take a look then at the game plan. What are the things that LSU and Ole Miss will try to do in order to bring themselves victory? The game plan is brought to you by the Texaco Star. Well, LSU's offense has been erratic, and it can't be erratic because Ole Miss is going to try to force them to take advantage of Ole Miss's weakness. Now, that's an unusual defensive game plan to have. Ole Miss is not very good in the secondary, but they do have a very good pass rush, and they're good up front in the defensive line. So they can stop the run, they believe. They also believe that they can get to the quarterback and rush them, make them ineffective, and in that way try to protect that secondary that is not very good, but they also will rely upon the blitzing ability of the defensive line. It's a strange defense where you expose your weakness because you don't think the offense is good enough to take advantage, and that's what Ole Miss's game plan is going to be. LSU, on the other hand, is going to accept the challenge. They're going to throw it some, and they got to throw it. They have to come out trying to make their mark on this game. Tennessee did that last week against Ole Miss, and they went right at them. They threw passes up and let their receivers go after them and make plays and make catches, and they pulled away and made it a decisive victory for themselves, embarrassing the Ole Miss team, and I think that that's the motivation that Ole Miss will have. They got embarrassed, and they seldom in their storied history have been embarrassed playing in any football game, and they're going to want to come back and try to renew their commitment. They've got to win this game. They've got to win their final in order to be bowl eligible anyway. So this is what they want to try to accomplish, and it's going to be a real challenge for this LSU team. So LSU offensively, of course, will have to do things better in the passing game than they've done before. Defensively, LSU has played very, very well in all games except maybe against Auburn. They fell down a little bit. A lot of that is attributable to Auburn's excellence on that particular day. Should be a great game. We look forward to giving it to you as the LSU captains have come out on the near side. You hear in the background the crowd roaring as Ole Miss has come out already to the field. LSU's team lined up at the goalpost to come out behind Coach Les Miles. LSU's got a number of people out on the field that the officials are clearing away from the eye of the tiger at midfield as the captain's gym starting to head out there for the toss.
And they are all seniors. Kelvin Shepard, Josh Jasper, Stephen Ridley, Drake Nevis, Joseph Barksdale, all representing LSU. Many, many former players are out there on the field also. And where else but in the deep south in mid-November could you have a radio sideline reporter wearing Bermuda shorts? That's what we've got here. Jordy Hultberg, let's do it, buddy.
Nothing but comfort. Here we go. The toss of the coin coming.
My umpire tonight. Here's the visitors who call a toss. That's tails and heads. Tails, heads. All right, what are you going to call for us? Heads, he's calling. Got there. Tails means you've won. You can
Defer.
Defer. Okay, you want the
All right, so Josh Jasper says the Tigers are going to defer. Josh Jasper is going to kick it off, going from north to south. Gentlemen, senior day, a special day. And these seniors want to go out in style. Lots to play for. Let's have a great ball game, gentlemen.
All right, Jordy, we are very much looking forward to it. We got just about a full house here in Tiger Stadium. It is just beautiful. Some shadow beginning to creep on to the field as the sun goes down behind our backs, which is on the west side, obviously, of the stadium. The shadows out almost to the hash marks on the near side. The rest of the field is awash in sunshine, and this one is big for the LSU Fighting Tigers. It's big for Ole Miss, but for a different reason.
And Jim, every one of these LSU Ole Miss games becomes big. Even the ones that don't look like it before they start, they become big. These are sister states. It's an important game to the players. Forget all of the other stuff that goes into this one. Forget the bowl eligibility. Forget the opportunity at championships. This is a game played between primarily players from Louisiana and players from Mississippi. and the players know all about it, and they know how important it is. This is their way to make their mark, to mark their territory, and that's why it's so important for these two teams. And so as the game begins, it's going to become exciting, and it's going to be a great game throughout. And, of course, LSU with a tremendous opportunity these last two games to seal their own fate, however it's going to be. They have a small chance at some conference championship things, but they've got a great chance at going to a good postseason bowl. But that's going to be contingent upon their winning the last two games and making themselves at least what they are in the polls right now, which is 5 nationally. They'd like to get up there in the top 2. That's their goal. Whether that's going to happen, I don't know, but it will only happen with a couple of wins. LSU is going to be kicking here in the first quarter, dressed in their white jerseys, gold pants, gold headgear. Ole Miss in their dark navy helmets with one red stripe down the middle, and gray pants with a blue and a red stripe down the side of them. They're traditional uniforms that they've worn for years. They'll be receiving on the south end, heading north here in the first quarter. Josh Jasper getting ready to get it teed up. He's got his tee near the right hash. The official waiting for TV to give him the go-ahead. He's handed Jasper the ball. He's ready to tee it up. And here to give you all the play-by-play, the voice of the Tigers, Jim Hawthorne.
Thank you, Doug. The opening kickoff brought to you by Cintas, the uniform people helping your business look and work better. Jasper will kick it in the direction of Grandy and Herman for Ole Miss as we're ready for football, the final home game for the LSU Fighting Tigers, trying to pick up their 10th win of the year. Jasper advances, and he hits a squibber. It's going to bounce inside the 10, taking it to 7. Back to the 15, looking for someplace to go, and he's smothered at about the 21-yard line. That is Grandy, as the Tiger special teams down there to make the tackle, a 12-yard return, and Mazzoli will lead the Rebs out for the first offensive series of the ball game. Capital One Bank is proud to be the official bank of LSU Athletics. Visit a branch to learn about the double rewards program.
Lamine Barrow, Jim, with a great hit on the kickoff. It looked like Grandy was looking for a little crease to get through, and just as he started to accelerate, Barrow accelerated into him and stopped him at the 21-yard line.
Mazzoli is 128 of 229 for 1,600 yards, 10 interceptions. There he takes the direct snap and hands it to Bolden, wide open around the far side. He's got the first down and out of bounds up around the 31-yard line. Bolden on the very first play of the game rips off 11. And Ole Miss are actually an even 10, but they move the chains. And it is 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Well, this is that spread offense, and that was one of the base plays that comes out of it. Mazzoli with a running back to his left that time. Bolden crossed his face, took the handoff. Meanwhile, Mazzoli faked to the left. LSU's defense got spread out too thin. First down, Ole Miss.
Shotgun formation, 2 receivers left and 1 right. Mazzoli takes the direct snap and hands it off, and breaking it across the 35 up to the 36-yard line. That's actually Mazzoli. He faked the handoff, kept it himself, got 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. They put the ball down at the 35-yard line. This is the offense that has become so common in college football today. And it is very, very difficult for the offense or anybody watching it to know exactly who has the ball in that situation. 2nd down and 5. 2 receivers right and 1 left. Mazzoli gives it up the middle, and breaking it to about the 37-yard line is Bolden. And that will bring up our first 3rd down of the ball game. He got 3. It's going to be 3rd down, and they will need about 2. Livingston and Adams made the stop along with Kelvin Shepard. Bolden came into the game with 840 yards and 11 touchdowns.
Bolden very experienced, Mazzoli very experienced in running this spread offense. He ran it when he was at Oregon as their starter for a couple of years before coming to Ole Miss. And of course, they have adapted themselves to the Auburn offense that was so effective a couple of weeks ago against LSU.
3 receivers left, shotgun formation. Bolden and Mazzoli in the shotgun. Mazzoli throws, batted into the air, and intercepted by LSU. 35, 30, 25, and out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Somebody got a hand on it, and it was
Teran Matthew, I
tipped
think,
it, and I'm not sure who got it. Might have been LeVar Edwards who caught the ball, and LSU forces the interception, and they will have it in the red zone after a return of 15 yards, first and 10 at the 19-yard line. Timeout in the ball game, 13 minutes to go in the first quarter. It is Ole Miss nothing, LSU coming to bat on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
At LSU, we love our purple, but we live for the gold. Everyone knows the spirit and culture of LSU is unparalleled. But every day at LSU, passion becomes genius with our researchers, our faculty and staff, and our nationally recognized student scholars. The entire LSU community is committed to the gold standard. At LSU, we love our purple. See how we live the gold. Visit lsu.edu/gold.
LSU student Andrew Vining is from Jacksonville, Florida.
I took a visit out here and absolutely loved it. I was able to find my niche within a couple weeks, and I found people who helped me succeed. They tailgate here like no other place, but there's a lot more to the school than that. The academics here is stellar, whether it be academics or campus life. To me, it's just unbelievable.
Live the gold at LSU. Visit lsu.edu/gold.
Tonight's first quarter is presented by Entergy. Entergy, where safety is our first priority. Please make it yours.
All right, as we said, LSU in the Capital One Bank red zone. The Capital One Bank, the official bank of LSU Athletics. That's a pretty good place to have your first offensive possession of the game start. In the red zone this year, LSU is has scored 29 times in 35 trips into the zone, 83%. They've scored 18 touchdowns. Ole Miss has allowed 26 scores in opponents' 28 trips in the red zone, giving up 21 touchdowns. An AT&T sideline report with Jordy.
Well, what a great combination. A really good athlete, Teran Matthew, and then to have the football IQ that he has. He wasn't going to get to the quarterback, so what did he do? He jumped up in the air, timed it perfectly, deflected it. It's an amazement what this freshman has accomplished game after game after game. Great athlete, high football IQ. Man, that's a winning combination.
It is that, no question. At your neighborhood Associated Food stores, you'll find everything you need for your next tailgate party. So go ahead and sack them, Tigers, at your neighborhood Associated Food stores. LSU hustles out to the line of scrimmage. Two receivers left and one right. Jefferson at quarterback. He is 79 of 148, 815 yards, 3 touchdowns. He has thrown on the year. Ridley's 878 yards. He is in at running back. In the shotgun, waiting on the snap. Ridley's got it, and he is at the 15. He is at the 10. He's at the 5. He's down at the 2-yard line. First and goal for LSU. 16-yard romp for Stephen Ridley, and the touchdown was saved by Cornell, the middle linebacker, and Temple, the cornerback.
And a play called by our own Jim Hawthorne. He said, watch, Ridley's going to take it from the left halfback, take the handoff, cutting across to the right, exactly the way Jim drew it up during the timeout. And it's a first down and goal for the LSU Tigers.
Now an I formation, Ridley the running back. Nobody is flanked out. Jefferson under center. Now they do send a flanker out on the right side. Jefferson with the ball, tossed to Ridley. And Ridley is down at the 1-yard line. It'll be second down and goal to go. He tried the right side. Justin Smith was there, among others, to make the stop. Cox Sports Television is the exclusive regional sports network home for the LSU Tigers. Tune in every Sunday and Wednesday for full game football replays only on CST. Second down and goal at the 2-yard line. I formation again. Nobody flanked out. Jefferson under center. Toss to Ridley, and he is in the end zone for the score, this time over the offensive left side.
LSU has found a play they really like in short yardage and goal line, and it's not a handoff to Ridley, which gets him too close to the line and unable to use his eyes to pick a hole. It's a pitch back from him as the deep back in the offense, but it gives him a lot more opportunity to move his body towards the hole and to pick the crease that he wants. That time he did so to get in the end zone. Touchdown LSU.
His 10th rushing touchdown of the year. Josh Jasper tacks on the extra point, and with 11:54 to go in the first, LSU has jumped out on top 7-0 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
LSU student Billy Wright is from Metairie, Louisiana.
Here at LSU, you've got a lot of people, but I really feel like for being such a big school, it really is a tight-knit community. You're going to feel welcome here. You're going to come for your orientation. You're going to have the LSU ambassadors caring to learn your names, and you'll also get the best education you could possibly get. It's a great experience. College is the best 4 years of your life.
Live the gold at LSU. Visit lsu.edu/gold. LSU student Casey Connell is from Monroe, Louisiana.
I've actually led Purple and Gold since my first night in Tiger Stadium when I was 8. The service learning classes are the most outstanding thing I have ever done in my life. If you want to go somewhere that has tradition, that has spirit, has great faculty that wants the best for their students, LSU is really where you should go.
Live the gold at LSU. Visit lsu.edu/gold.
Tonight's first quarter is presented by Entergy. Entergy, where safety is our first priority. Please make it yours.
Here's the eighth. Here is the scoring drive presented by the Louisiana Highway Safety Commission. The Tigers, after the interception by Edwards, goes 19 yards in 3 plays, took 1:06 off the clock, got the 2-yard touchdown run, the 10th of the year, from Stephen Ridley. The point after for Josh Jasper, and Albertsons will toss another turkey into the basket and donate it to the Louisiana Food Bank just in time for Thanksgiving because of the touchdown. And with the extra point, Allstate will donate to the university's General Scholarship Fund as part of the Allstate Good Hands Net program. So, great way to start, Doug. The offense gave the defense gave the offense an opportunity, and the offense took advantage of it.
And Jim, we talked in the pregame about the big playmakers defensively. Tyrann Mathieu, the big play waiting to happen, and I mean every game he comes up with something that is spectacular from an athletic standpoint. That time on the cornerback blitz, which has become a staple of the LSU defensive scheme, and Mathieu runs it to perfection. He came in, couldn't get to Mazzoli, saw that Mazzoli was going to throw the ball, and so he jumped, put his hands in the path of the ball as it came out. LeVar Edwards, alert defensively, caught it, headed on down the field for a big turnover for LSU and a first down. Ridley with a good run down inside the 5 and then powered it in on second down for the LSU touchdown. 11:54 in the first quarter remaining. LSU leading Ole Miss 7-0.
Jasper will kick it in the direction of Scott and Herman from left to right. And again, he kicks a line drive squib. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Picked up at the 10. Back to the 15, to the 20, and missed by one tackler. Going to the outside. He is slipping another tackler. LSU can't get him until he's at the LSU 49-yard line. That is Scott on the return. Those are 2 really poor kickoffs by Jasper. I wonder if he's intending to do that and bounce it down there or what. But
I don't think so. There's no real benefit to that because he's not skittering the ball that makes it difficult. I think he just mishit it, Jim, both of them. He hit a little high on the ball, and so they're not in the air for very long.
Right.
It gets to the ball receiver quicker, and blocking was set up, and Ole Miss with a great return exactly to midfield.
41 yards on the return. And here is Mazzoli handing the ball straight. Oh, look what a huge hole. He's at the 35. They may not catch him. 15-10. He's at the 5, and he scores. My heavens. And that is Brandon Bolden. And that didn't take long, did it?
Well, that's a Baton Rouge youngster who wants to show the LSU sideline that he can play running back here in Tiger Stadium. Doesn't get the opportunity but once every 2 years. But he sure made the use of it that time with a great set of blocks on the left side of Ole Miss. But Bolden with a couple of nice cuts. And then, Jim, he showed some speed as he outran the LSU secondary for the score.
I mean, a 41-yard kickoff return and a 50-yard run for a touchdown. And here is Rose to try to tie this thing up. And there is the kick. And it is up, and it is good. And wow, how quick did that turn around completely, the bubble burst. 11:29 to go in the first half. We're tied. LSU and Ole Miss at 7 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Today we salute you, Mr. Unathletic Sports Talk Radio guy. You know everything there is to know about the world of sports, except how to play them.
No coordination.
You talk sports for 8 hours a day, which is 7 hours and 45 minutes more than anyone listens.
Is anybody out there?
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, Mr. Unathletic supporter.
Mr. Unathletic Sports Talk Radio.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
On game day, Tiger fans from near and far gather in parking lots and under oak trees to take part in a time-honored tradition. Family, friends, and even strangers get together to share delicious food, as well as each other's company. This tradition is known as tailgating, and for many of you, it starts with a trip to your neighborhood Associated Food store. Associated Food Stores, where tailgating traditions begin. Today's first quarter is presented by Entergy. Entergy, where safety is our first priority. Please make it yours.
Well, now, that didn't take long at all. As a matter of fact, a one-play, 50-yard drive, 9 seconds. 50-yard touchdown run by Bolden. That's his 12th rushing touchdown of the year, his 15th overall. And so after LSU got an interception and scored, Doug, LSU came back and slapped LSU upside the head.
Well, you know, when I mentioned that Bolden had his coming-out party against Tennessee, was the only offense that Ole Miss had last week, didn't mean to suggest that he was supposed to continue that every game. Boy, it was a fine run by him.
Yes,
and Jim, he accelerated away from some of LSU's fastest defensively. Eric Reed kind of got trapped inside rather than maintaining his correct angle. And once Bolden got outside of the hash, he was racing to the flag, and LSU wasn't going to catch him. 7-7, 11:29 remaining in the first quarter.
Ritter will kick it away in the direction of Peterson and Brooks. And we are tied at 7-2. Very quick scores. LSU and Ole Miss. 11:29. LSU's touchdown was scored with 11:54 to go. And Ole Miss touchdown was scored with 11:29 to go in the first quarter. But it only took 9 seconds for Bolden to run 50 yards. That's pretty good. So let's hope that the Tiger offense is not shocked by that, and they can put together something and come right back and answer. All right, here's Ritter advancing on the ball. Straight ahead kicker, it looks like to me, and he kicks it to Peterson at the 6. Back to the 10, 15, 20, at the 25, and the 30, and the 31-yard line. Peterson on the return. LSU first and 10 at the 31. And it's time now for the Cable Lock Foundation repair. Ask the experts. Cable Lock Foundation repair, raising houses, raising standards. Doug, how does the outcome of this game affect LSU's bowl picture? We've talked about that all day.
A lot. LSU, if they win the last two, they're going to go to a great bowl. Now, they're going to go to a bowl regardless, but the bowl pickings are best for LSU. Obviously, if they win these last two, they maintain, obviously, Jim, a chance, slim chance, to go to the conference championship.
And they obviously have some work to do. They're tied at 7 here. I formation, receiver on both sides. Jefferson under center. Short drop, he wants to throw. Can't find anybody, and now he does. He's got him wide open, complete on the far side, 50, and down at the Ole Miss 47-yard line. That is Chris Tolliver, and Jefferson rips off a 23-yard completion on his first pass of the game. An AT&T sideline report with Jordy.
Boy, Terrence Tolliver, the other one, was wide open on the play as well. Les Miles looked at him, gave him the thumbs up. Don't be surprised if they go back to Terrence Tolliver on a pass very, very soon.
Spencer Ware is in the backfield, and Jordan Jefferson's going to call a timeout. He did not like something. He took a look. Maybe there weren't enough players on the field. I'm not sure what it was. But LSU has to use a timeout right now with 10:59 to play, and these two teams are tied at 7. So let's take the break. 7-7 tie score on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Adam and Nina Rotello have a lot to figure out about managing their spending.
He takes care of the finances, but I meddle.
She wants to know what's going on. Everybody should. That's why State Farm agents are there with a free discount double check to make sure drivers are getting the discounts they deserve, like 17% for combining car and home policies.
Basically, when you get a good deal, you win.
We want to win.
State Farm is there. Discounts may vary state to state.
At L'Auberge du Lac in Lake Charles, everything comes with an extra scoop of sweet, crazy goodness. It's called Lanya, and you can taste it in our extra delicious restaurants, play it on our extra challenging golf course, and revel in it at our extra exciting casino. Let the celebration of extra awesomeness begin at L'Auberge du Lac. the land of Lanya.
For more information, visit ldlcasino.com. Must be 21 to enter casino. Gambling problem? Please call 800-522-4700.
Today's first quarter is presented by Entergy. Entergy, where safety is our first priority. Please make it yours.
A very heads-up play there by Jordan Jefferson as he took a look around, and Russell Shepard wasn't on the field. And he was supposed to be an integral part of the play, but he wasn't on the field. And Jefferson saw it and called a timeout. So it'll be 1st and 10 for LSU at the Ole Miss 47 when we resume play. The employees of Energy want you to always make safety your first priority. When it comes to power lines, keep your distance. Energy, the power of people. And your signal reigns on America's largest and most reliable wireless network, Verizon, the official wireless provider of the LSU Tigers.
Jim, there are a couple of things that that item brings up. One is that you have an inefficient use of timeouts. Almost 11 minutes remaining in the first quarter. LSU having to use a timeout when they didn't need to. But more importantly, after coming off a big play on first down and ready to line up and run another one, you destroy whatever momentum existed offensively. Ole Miss has had an LSU timeout to go over there and talk about it, regroup. LSU coming out now with first down.
3 receivers right and 1 left. Shotgun formation. Jefferson waiting for the football. There's a snap. He looks to throw. He's pressured. He throws. He's got a man open. It's caught. That is Ware, and he goes down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. He threw it a long way towards the near side of the field, but there was no gain on the play as Johnny Brown was right there to make the stop. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Incidentally, that was Chris Tolliver's first catch of the season a moment ago. 2nd down and 10 at the Ole Miss 47. 2 receivers, flank right, 1 left. Ridley is the running back. Jefferson back there in the shotgun. There's a snap. Ridley with the football up the middle. Big hole. Ridley's at the 30. Caught from behind, and he goes down at the 24-yard line. Huge hole for Stephen Ridley, and boy, did he get through it quickly for a 22-yard romp. AT&T sideline report with Jordy Hultberg.
Always a special game for Stephen Ridley when he plays Ole Miss. He hails from Natchez, Mississippi. Told me before the game he's ready, he's willing, and he's able. And so far, not bad.
Yes, sir, and he's good. 2 receivers left and 1 right. Shotgun formation. Ridley and Jefferson at the Ole Miss 23-yard line. Ridley again with the ball. Turns the corner. Slipped a little bit as he made the cut and still got down to the 16-yard line. And if he hadn't slipped, he might have made it further than that. But a nice gain on first down of 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Cornell, the middle linebacker, and Temple, the cornerback, in on the stop for the Rebs. And now Michael Ford checks into the ball game. 7-7 tie score. LSU again is in the Capital One Bank red zone. Capital One Bank, the official bank of LSU football. Receivers on both sides. Shotgun formation. Jefferson with the snap. Hands it to Michael Ford, and Ford is banged down at the 14-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and about 2. Gain of 2 on the play, maybe 3. The free safety Jackson made the stop, and a big 3rd down coming here for LSU.
And Jim Ford had a great opportunity to put a move. He had Jackson in the open field, who had to make a great tackle, and that's the kind of play that if you are an elusive runner, you've got to be able to shake and bake, get away from that tackler or run over him, one or the other, but that's the situation you look for.
I formation, Ridley in the I, man in motion from the far side, Jefferson under center. Pass to Ridley looking for that 1 yard, and I don't think he got there, but there's a flag on the play far side. Everybody knew what it was going to be. And LSU has no receivers, and 1 in motion, that is, and line up in an I, and Ridley is a running back. Stephen Ridley is going to carry the football. And Ole Miss stopped it, but let's see what the flag is about. We'll listen. Illegal motion against LSU, and so now it is 3rd down and about 7.
Well, actually, this may be helpful if it occurred before the snap. It's not an option.
Illegal motion on the offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Okay,
so it's 4th down and still about a yard and a half. And, boy, the Tigers don't want to have to settle for 3 here. But they are. Just unable to complete the drive. And so Jasper will try to give LSU the lead. It'll be a 31-yard attempt. Helton will hold hash marks near side of the field. All right, there's the snap, and there's the kick, and it is good. And so with 8:08 to go in the first quarter, LSU has regained the lead. It's the Tigers 10 and Ole Miss 7. And Doug, LSU disappointed. They didn't get it in the end zone, but they regained the lead. And now the defense would like to make a statement here after Ole Miss scored on one play. The second time they had the ball.
Well, they ought to be disappointed, though. A sputtering drive, and that seems to be the order of the year for LSU's offense. There were some big plays, a pass to Chris Tolliver to open the series, and I will complete the remarks on that drive. First, let's take 10 seconds for station identification on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Jim, LSU opened the series with the pass to Chris Tolliver, and then the inexplicable player not on the field when he's supposed to be. I guess Tolliver was in for Shepard, and Shepard just lost his attention span and didn't go in on the next play that he was expected to be in on. LSU had to burn a timeout. They lost some momentum, but got it right back with a big run right up the middle by Stephen Ridley, who made a great cut to buy himself another 10 or so yards at the end of it. And then an opportunity. Michael Ford, with his opportunity, took the ball on the sweep around the right side. He had a one-on-one situation in the secondary. All he needed to do was make a cut on the safety, and he could have picked up the first, and he failed. LSU had to settle for the field goal.
Here's the scoring drive. 7 plays, 56 yards. Used 3:12 off the clock. That's presented by the Louisiana Highway Safety Commission. And with the field goal, Allstate will donate to the university's General Scholarship Fund as part of the Allstate Good Hands Net program. Josh Jasper kicks it away. This time he got it up and hangs it up, and it's going to be taken at the 6, back to the 10, to the 15, and quickly he breaks it down the middle all the way up to the 43-yard line. And I'll tell you, Ole Miss's return team, kickoff return team, has really hurt the Tigers. The last 2 times LSU has kicked off, Daniel Graff perhaps saved a touchdown there. That was a 39-yard return after a 50 or 41-yard return the last time around. And Ole Miss sets up shop, 1st and 10 at their 44-yard line, and the LSU defense needs to go to work. 2 receivers right and 1 left. Mazzoli in the shotgun with Bolden and Scott back there with him. There's the snap and the handoff. And Mazzoli kept it himself going around the far side, and there's nobody over there to tackle him. He's still going, and he's finally tackled at the 36-yard line. And the Ole Miss offense right now is just doing whatever they want to do against the LSU defense. Tiger defense has just not got them figured out yet. I mean, they're doing it in huge plays. That's a 21-yard play there. Carnell Hatcher finally came up and made the stop.
Well, I don't know if Mazzoli's dad's a preacher, but he sure is playing like Cam Newton right now. That around the right side that time, a couple of great cuts, picks up extra yardage deep in LSU territory at the 35.
2 receivers on the right side, split back formation. Mazzoli hands the ball. It's on the ground, fumble, but Ole Miss recovered it. They handed it to Bolden, I believe, and it came right out of his mitts, hit the ground, and he was fortunate to fall on it at the LSU 36. And so it'll bring up 2nd down and 12 now. 10-7, LSU leading Ole Miss with 7:10 to go in the first quarter, but the Rebs have it at the LSU 37. Moving from right to left. Receivers on both sides. 2 on the right, 1 on the left. Split back formation. Mazzoli with the ball, hands it up the middle and breaking 1 tackle, but then going down at the original line of scrimmage is Bolden. And the LSU defense did a good job there. That will set up 3rd down. And let's see where they spotted down. Right at the 35, so it's 3rd down and 10.
Well,
Shepard and Reed combined for the stop.
Kelvin Shepard stepped up, actually got in the backfield, and he made contact. He was not able to bring Bolden down, but he threw Bolden enough off balance that he stumbled forward and got back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 for Ole Miss.
2 receivers on the left side, and Ole Miss is going to have to call a timeout now because they didn't have enough people on the field. Coming in at the very last second was the tight end, Allen, who was coming in blind. He had no idea what the play was. And Mazzoli saw it just as Jefferson did a moment ago and called timeout, so it stops the clock. With 6:20 to play in the first, and LSU leading by the score of 10-7. Listen to Les Miles talk about the upcoming game on the Les Miles Show, the final one of the year, presented by Capital One Bank from 7 to 8 each Wednesday, live at TJ Ribs on Acadian. Check your local listings for the LSU Sports Radio Network affiliates in your area. And LSU Athletics would like to thank this week's game sponsor, Cox Communications, the official communications partner of LSU Athletics. Tigers need a big stop here, Doug.
Sure do. And Ole Miss, Jim, looking very much like Auburn's offense out of that spread.
Because
LSU,
it's the same offense.
Same offense, but I certainly didn't expect they would have the kind of success they're having. But LSU looks a little confused up to this point. They lose their aggressiveness with the offense that they confront that has a lot of horizontal motion that spreads them across the field. All of a sudden they're playing back on their heels, and Ole Miss takes advantage of it, and Mazzoli knows how to run that offense well. As I mentioned, he's not a Cameron Newton insofar as his physical stature, but he's 5'11", about 220 pounds. He's got very good speed. He's a nifty runner. His pass that he has tried was intercepted, so you can't say that he's had a great day throwing the ball yet, but he is a good passer. High percentage passer and very experienced. He's got some young receivers, but some good ones. So we expect that LSU is going to continue to have troubles until they get to the point where they're aggressive defensively and control that line of scrimmage, and they're not doing that to this point.
Both teams are 37% in converting third downs. Ole Miss 53 of 143. Third down and 10. Two receivers left, shotgun. Bolden and Scott back there with Mazzoli. There's the snap. Play action fake. Mazzoli being chased. He's way back there, and he finally throws it away, way downfield. LSU just could not quite get to him. I tell you, he showed that he is a whole lot quicker than you may think he is, because Tyrann Mathieu was right in his face and chasing him backwards, but he couldn't get to him, and Mazzoli was able to throw it away.
But Mathieu made the play. He came in on a corner blitz again. I mean, he's become an expert at it. Came in on the corner blitz. Although Mazzoli got away from him, Mathieu maintained the leverage that forced Mazzoli to go backwards instead of allowing him to get outside.
And Ole Miss is going to go for it on 4th down and 10 as they challenge the LSU defense right here. They send 4 receivers over on the left side and 1 on the right. Mazzoli back there by himself. There's the snap. He's going to throw it, and it is caught at the 15, coming to the outside, down to the 11-yard line, and they converted his first and 10 at the 11. The pass was complete to Logan, and what a great call that was. You talk about being a mad hatter. That's a mad nut right there for going 4th down and 10 and getting 24 yards, and it is 1st and 10 at the LSU 11.
Mazzoli in an empty set that time. He had receivers spread all over and got his wide out on the right side behind Kelvin Shepard for the catch and then run 1st down at the 11.
2 receivers right, split back formation. Mazzoli hands the ball away. Bolden trying to go outside, and they're going to get him this time for a loss back at the 17. Carnell Hatcher and Stephon Francois there to make the stop. Loss on the play of about 4, and it's going to be 2nd down and 14 from the 15-yard line. They can get a 1st down. They got to get it down to the 1. Boy, that was a big play a moment ago. On 4th and 10, Ole Miss converted. 2 receivers left. Lone running back. Bolden with the ball. Looks like he may going to throw. Back across the way to Mazzoli. He's got it and missed by a tackler, and he may score. He's out of bounds at the 5. Holy cow. Who was that should have tackled him at the 15-yard line? I mean, had a straight shot at him and flat missed him.
2 guys. LSU had 2 people back there. Mazzoli gave the ball to Bolden, who started around the left side. Mazzoli continued around the right side. He became a pass receiver as Bolden turned back. Left-handed he is, and he threw a pass out there. LSU had 2 defenders.
That was Ryan
both
Baker,
of them missed.
who had a straight shot at him and didn't get him.
And Craig Lawson also, I think, was the first one that missed the tackle.
3rd down and 6. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers left and 1 right. There's the snap. Mazzoli looks to the near side. Now he's going to run it, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down. Kelvin Shepard was over to knock him out of bounds, and Ole Miss will go for the tying field goal.
this is a different Mazzoli than played against Tennessee last week. I promise you that. He had no quickness at all then. He didn't seem to be aware of where he was. He is a really quick, fast ball carrier and an accurate passer.
Rose, a chip shot field goal to tie. This would be a 24-yarder, 25-yarder. There's a snap, and the kick is good. And so Ole Miss has answered LSU with 4:20 to play. In the first quarter, we are tied at 10. LSU and Ole Miss, as Rose just made his 15th field goal in 17 attempts. His longest of the year is 41, and that one was just 24. So back and forth we go, and pretty much what we expected, except a little bit surprised that Ole Miss is having, I think, Doug, the offensive success they are against the LSU number one ranked defense.
And a lot of this is individual effort. It's not that LSU so much. Again, the spread offense, Jim, makes it so difficult if it's run properly and if you're getting decent blocking up front. The defense, as they look at it, they don't know who has the ball, and so the tendency is to sit back and wait until you identify who has it, and by that time, the offensive line is into you and you're on your heels and you're not playing aggressive defensively. That's what's happening to LSU. They've had a couple of good defensive aggressive plays, but by and large, Ole Miss is controlling the line of scrimmage. Mazzoli, on top of that, is at the top of his game. He showed his quickness, and he's a stout 5'11", 220, but he's very good balance, very good acceleration, and great speed. And he showed with the pass down the middle on fourth down that he has pinpoint accuracy when he needs it, and that was the big play of the drive, of course.
Two really big plays in that drive, which was a 9-play, 49-yard drive that took 3:40 off the clock. That was the kickoff return that set them up in great field position at their 44. And then, of course, the conversion on fourth down and 10. And then the field goal. Bolden in the ballgame today, 6 carries, 60 yards, got 50 of them on one carry, and a touchdown. Mazzoli is 3. Well, we'll give you that in just a moment. Ole Miss will kick it away from right to left. And he hangs it up in the direction of Peterson. He's at the 2-yard line. At the 5, at the 10, the 15, the 20. Makes a cut, gets by one man at the 25, 30. Can't quite drag his way clear at the 29-yard line, and a flag goes down. Peterson was trying to get himself out of the grasp of Shackelford and couldn't do it. And a flag hit the deck right when Peterson went down around the 34-yard line. We'll check that out. So LSU seems to think that the penalty is going to go against Ole Miss, and will give them a better. That's.
After the play was over, personal foul. Kicking team number 23. The penalty is 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
So LSU gets an extra 15, and again they'll be able to start in excellent field position. Let's see if the Tigers can get down and answer the field goal. That's going to put the ball all the way up to the LSU 49-yard line.
Well, it's a good place to start. That time the return was all on Peterson, and it was designed to go to the left, and they kicked it so far in the corner on the right, he just brought it straight up the field, made a nice return out of it.
Jared Lee at quarterback for LSU. 2 receivers left and 1 right. And the handoff, trying to come to the outside and turn the corner. Stephen Ridley, not much there, but he gets about 4 on the play and is out of bounds at the Ole Miss 47-yard line, near side of the field. Knocked out of bounds by the free safety Jackson. And a gain on the play of about 4 brings up second down and 6. 10-10 tie score, LSU and Ole Miss in Tiger Stadium. Receivers on both sides. I formation. Ridley the running back, Lee the quarterback. Long count. Straight back to throw. Good protection. Now he's going to have to run, and he does throw it out of bounds. Far side in the direction of Tolliver, and it'll bring up third down. He had great protection, but just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Well, it was an I formation play, and an I formation generally is a run formation. And if you're going to pass out of it, you'll pass out of pass action, play action. That time it was a drop back pass out of the I formation, and immediately Lee wanted to throw it over to the left, didn't find an open receiver, felt the pressure of the rush, and drifted to the left and just threw the ball away.
Two receivers right and two left. Murphy has checked into the ball game in the shotgun with Lee. Waiting on the snap. There it is. Straight drop to throw. Pressure. He throws way downfield in the direction of Shepard, and he does not have it. It is incomplete. Down around the 18-yard line, so now it is LSU, unfortunately, will have to give up the football.
Oh, this was a go pattern on the right side. Russell Shepard just ran down the field. He got a little bit outside position on the defender, went up in the air, and he got the ball in his hands. But as he came down out of bounds. There really was nowhere else for him to go. And so the play could have been a great reception, but you'd have to have had, a superhuman effort to make that work.
First time either offense has been stopped in the ball game. And it is Jasper who tries to hang it up. LSU got down there in a hurry, and Ron Brooks kept it out of the end zone and touched it at the 2-yard line, and it's down to the 4. That is outstanding. 43-yard pooch punt by Jasper, and Ron Brooks almost caught it over his shoulder, but kept it from going into the end zone, and the Tigers quickly downed it at the 4. So let's see if the defense now can get it back for the offense. 3:11 to play in the first quarter. These two teams sparring it out. 10-10 tie score. Ole Miss moving from right to left, and that is south to north. Pistol formation, and LSU thinks that the Ole Miss offensive line moved. At least I hope they think that, because there was huge contact by the LSU lineman who came across the line of scrimmage. Well, unfortunately it wasn't, and that's...
Snap, offside, defense, number 95, by contact.
Well, he said defense, but it was offense. It was Livingston. Well, see, that's just really one of those things you...
Yeah, Pep Livingston just get a little anxious trying to get an advantage defensively. He's complaining, but he gave him 5 yards.
Advantage now goes to Ole Miss. Now it's 1st and 15 from the 9-yard line. Lone receiver on the right side. There's a snap straight to Mazzoli. He's at the 1 to throw. Across the way, it is caught, and a first down at the 11-yard line. Pass was complete to Summers. 1st and 10 Ole Miss. 8 yards on the pass play, and tack on the 5 yards on the penalty. That's 13, and Ole Miss has got it 1st and 10 at their 17-yard line.
Well, LSU historically this season has not been able to keep people down on their goal line.
Well, they sure haven't.
I say mainly because of Auburn. They came out every time with punts down at the 1, 1, 2, 8, and 9.
There's a snap to Mazzoli. Play action fake. He's going to try to run it himself. Slips one tackle and then goes down at the line of scrimmage. Good job by the Tigers that time to not allow him to turn it upfield. Kelvin Shepard was there, along with a couple of others. Someone had a shot at him, and he looked like Cam Newton. He eluded him, but then LSU caught up with him. A gain of 1 on the play, or maybe closer to 2, and it'll be 2nd down and a short 9 yards. Maybe closer to 8 at the 18. On the 18-yard line. 2 receivers will flank out to the left. An I formation for Ole Miss. Mazzoli will go under center. And he hands the ball straight up the middle and running into a closed door at the line of scrimmage for no gain. We'll try to find out who that was carrying the ball. 1 yard gain on the play. Davis, I believe.
Enrique Davis.
Enrique Davis. And Baker was in on the stop for LSU along with others. Brings up 3rd down and 8, and here's a big play right here for the LSU defense. They got burned on 4th and 10 a moment ago, which led to the tying field goal. They've got them 3rd. They've got Ole Miss 3rd and 8 at their own 19. Right now, 1:35 to go in the first quarter. 5 receiver pattern. 3 right, 2 left. Mazzoli back there by himself. 3-man front for LSU. There's a snap. Here comes the rush. The pass near side is caught and then downed immediately for no gain. Maybe a yard on the play, and that is all. Tyrann Mathieu really put a hit after the pass was completed, and so Ole Miss will have to punt it away.
The big play waiting to happen happened again. Tyrann Mathieu with the big 3rd down play. Right as the receiver received the football, Matthew whacked him down to the ground for a no gain, maybe a short half-yard gain, and fourth down, Ole Miss will punt it.
The pass was complete to Herman. Here is Campbell to kick it away, averaging 45 yards a kick. Really nice one. Peterson may have a shot to run it back. He fields it and tries to find some running room, but he runs right smack dab into an Ole Miss special teams player at the 30. And so the Tigers will start at their 30-yard line. Very nice defensive work by Ole Miss. Crystal Hot Sauce is proud to be the official hot sauce of the LSU Tigers. Crystal Hot Sauce gives you a little heat and a lot of flavor. Perfect to make any dish taste even better. Visit us at crystalhotsauce.com. Step into flavor with Crystal Hot Sauce. And today's game brought to you in part by State Farm. All season long, State Farm's proud to be there to salute your Tigers, and by Bud Light, the sure sign of a good time, and by the Louisiana Lottery, a proud sponsor of LSU athletics. High formation, two receivers left. Jordan Jefferson back in at quarterback. And a play action fake. He's back to throw, and he does, and he's got a man wide open. That is Shepard. He's got it and downed at the Ole Miss 48-yard line. Jefferson right on the money, and a 22-yard strike to Shepard. The tackle made by the free safety Ingram, and LSU has it 1st and 10 in Ole Miss territory.
Shepard lined up in the slot on the left side, ran a corner pattern, and the ball was thrown a little bit behind him, but he made a great catch with his hands. He has improved so much throughout the season, learning to catch the football with his hands instead of cradling it to his body.
Shepard is in the backfield now with Jefferson in the shotgun formation, and he fakes it. Jefferson keeps it himself, and he's down to the 34-yard line. Very nice read by Jordan Jefferson. He faked it to Shepard on the end around, went up the middle for 14 yards, and that is the way the first quarter will come to an end. We go to the second with LSU in excellent position, and this game tied at 10 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
When we're not on a father and son pillaging trip, me and Garth Jr. are racking up double rewards with Capital One Bank's rewards checking.
Double rewards with Capital One Bank's rewards checking.
It's so easy.
It's so easy.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Because until the end of the year, we earn double rewards every time we swipe our debit card or write checks.
Double rewards every time we swipe our debit card or write checks.
And when we pay bills online.
And when we pay bills online.
I still suck my thumb.
I still suck my thumb. Come on, that's not fair.
That's not fair.
Hurry up and get checking with double rewards at Capital One Bank. Call 1-888-855-BANK. Visit a branch or go to CapitalOneBank.com today and start earning double before it's too late.
What's in your wallet?
What's in your wallet?
Ends December 31st, 2010. Open to legal residents of Texas, Louisiana, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut 18 or older. Minimum opening deposit required. Monthly rewards limits apply. Limit 1 account per customer. Go to CapitalOneBank.com for complete terms and conditions. Offered by Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Break away from the ordinary. Let's take it to the extreme, if you know what I mean. I want to hear you scream. It's the lottery scratch-off I'm playing, if you get what I'm saying. Extreme 13. How much can you win? You could win 100K. How many times can you win? 15 every play. Bust out of your routine with Extreme 13. And this is how you do it. Extreme 13. Bust out of your routine with Extreme 13. Yeah, this is how you do it.
Must be at least 21 to purchase. Today's second quarter is presented by AT&T. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Well, we had a very entertaining first quarter of play here. As we go to the second, LSU and Ole Miss are tied at 10 apiece. Tigers in business, 1st and 10 at the Rev 34-yard line. And down on the field, a very historic moment. All the living members of the College Hall of Fame that wore an LSU jersey standing on the field at the same time, and that is a real treat for all of us to be able to see this. Jerry Stovall, Tommy Casanova, Jimmy Taylor, Billy Cannon, Y.A. Tittle. Doesn't get any better than that. They're down on the field being honored right now.
A lot of great memories out there represented by those 5 guys, and 5 guys that are just terrific guys to have anything to do with. They're all gentlemen and great representatives of Louisiana State University.
No question. All right, let's give you now the first quarter stats, the official stats. LSU 115 total yards. Ole Miss 128. LSU 70 yards rushing, 45 passing. Ole Miss 88 rushing. They got 50 on one carry. 8:40 passing. Time of possession, Ole Miss has had it 8:47, LSU 6:13. The Tigers 0 for 2 in third downs. Ole Miss 0 for 4 in third downs, and that's pretty typical of LSU. They don't have as many yards, and they haven't had it as long as the other team, and yet they're tied and in position to take the lead here.
And need to take the lead because the way Ole Miss is playing today, this is a different Ole Miss team than we watched on television against Tennessee last week. This Ole Miss team came to play today, and they're going to score some points. LSU will simply have to outscore them.
Two receivers right. Running back is Murphy. Jefferson under center. And play action fake. He wants to throw, and he does deep. He's got a man down there. It is caught and down at the 2-yard line. That is D'Angelo Peterson. Boy, is Jefferson throwing it well today. 32 yards on that one. First and goal to go.
And it's great seeing LSU coming out throwing the ball, Jim, on first down. D'Angelo Peterson from the left side again ran a corner pattern. This is the same pattern on the left that Russell Shepard ran just a little while ago. This time, though, from the left tight end spot is where Peterson ran it from. He beat the safety, made the reception to the 2-yard line.
Jefferson under center, gives it to Ridley, and Ridley is at the goal line. He should have scored. He is. He's in the end zone for the score. That is his 11th touchdown of the year and his second today. LSU regains the lead.
Well, 14 and a half minutes remaining in the second quarter. LSU leading at 16-10 with the extra point to come by Josh Jasper. And we're going to call it automatic, although, it's only not been automatic one time in the last couple of years.
He is one of the most prolific kickers ever at LSU. And he knocks that one through. 14:30 to go in the half. LSU 17, Ole Miss 10 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
LSU student Cassandra Rideau is from Opelousas, Louisiana.
I believe LSU is a great school as far as their academics. It may be a little harder, but it gives me a challenge and it teaches me more. You learn so much. They give you so many opportunities. I love so much about LSU. It's actually the only school I applied to. It was just a warm environment for me. I've loved it from day one.
Live the gold at LSU. Visit lsu.edu/gold. LSU student and Truman Scholar Devon Wade is from Houston, Texas.
I've grown in so many ways. LSU definitely has molded me in terms of researching, in terms of really chasing your dreams and working hard. Some people might have the idea that LSU is just a football school, but LSU is a top-tier research university. You have so many more opportunities that LSU has to offer.
Live the gold at LSU. Visit lsu.edu/gold.
Tonight's second quarter is presented by AT&T. AT&T. Rethink possible.
All right, here is the scoring drive presented by the Louisiana Highway Safety Commission. Tigers took it 70 yards in 4 plays. It took 1 minute and 7 seconds to do it. Got a 2-yard run by Ridley and the point after by Jasper to regain the lead, 17-10. And, of course, that is another turkey that Albertsons will donate to the Louisiana Food Bank. And with the extra point, Allstate will donate to the university's General Scholarship Fund as part of the Allstate Good Hands Net program. Let's go down for an AT&T sideline report with Jordy Helberg.
I know you guys talked about it, but that tribute to 5 of the greatest players to ever play football, not only for LSU, but maybe anywhere, it was really interesting. Tommy Casanova, alongside Y.A. Tittle and Billy Cannon and Jimmy Taylor and Jerry Stovall, started to well up, started to cry a little bit. I asked him afterwards, I said, "What happened, Tommy?" He said, "I just can't believe I'm standing on this field with these great players. To be included with them, it's just mind-boggling to me." What a great moment. The fans really responded. It was very touching to each and every one of them. You're not going to find 5 better players, Doug, I think you'll agree with me, that have played college football anywhere. To get them all together at the same time, quite a moment.
It is, and Jordy, we were talking about it as it was happening, and I agree with you 100%. A special moment, and all of us are fortunate to have been able to see them together out there. And it's understandable that they would individually feel some emotion about what they've accomplished, and rightly so. All right, Jasper will kick it away again in the direction of Scott and Herman. Let's see if the LSU special team can disallow a big return like the other two have been. This is hung up very nicely and will come down at the 3. Back to the 5, to the 10, to the 15. Oh, there's a good hit at the 21-yard line. Jeff Scott on the return, and Barrow really made a point there. 19-yard return that time, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Ole Miss, and this time they will start, I think, at the 22-yard line. We'll see.
Outstanding hit. Jim, you know, Jordy mentioned that about Tommy Casanova, and people talk about what a great athlete he was, but his athletic excellence is outshone by his great humility. I mean, what a wonderful human being that young man is.
1st and 10 at the 23. 2 receivers left, split back formation. Mazzoli, play action fake, drops to throw, near side, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. The fullback Epperson will bring up 2nd down. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Second down and 10, Ole Miss at their 23-yard line. And I heard a whistle out there for some reason. I'm not sure. Now they say, let's go. 2 receivers right and 1 left. Split back. It's pistol formation. Man in motion. Mazzoli hands it away and trying to break it to the outside. Bolden, and he's thrown for a loss. Back at about the 17-yard line by Craig Loston. Loss of 2 on the play will bring up, well, more than that. Loss of about 4. It'll be 3rd down and about 14. Ball is spotted down at the 20-yard line. Almost at the 19. 17 to 10 LSU. 3rd down and long for Ole Miss. Okay, I think that happened last week. Playcock malfunctioned late in that ball game, so they'll keep it on the field. We won't be able to tell you how much time is left before they have to snap the ball. It's hung up at 25 right now.
LSU having a lot of success now defensively with their dime and nickel packages as they're getting great aggressive play from the people in the secondary in the running game.
2 receivers left and 1 right. There's a snap to Mazzoli. Fake to Bolden, and a handoff trying to come around the near side, and that did not work, did it? Jeff Scott, there were 5 LSU defenders chasing the ball. Jeff Scott is a tiny little guy.
And
He's
Ron
5'8", 170 pounds, and Ron Brooks and others were standing and waiting on him, the loss of another 4.
Well, this was the fake reverse, Statue of Liberty reverse. People went different ways, and the ball was handed back behind Mazzoli's back to the ball carrier, who was tackled almost immediately by Brooks for a big loss, 4th down and about 18.
Campbell, they punted away from the 2-yard line, and he's hit a line drive. That's going to go over the shoulder of Peterson. He's going to try to run it down, and he finally does field it at the 15, comes to the near sidelines, and is still looking for places to go, and finally goes down at the 31-yard line. And what a block somebody threw
Craig
on
Lawson.
The near sideline. Lawson, I believe, and what an athletic show of prowess that time by Peterson as that line drive went over his head. It was a 68-yard punt and a 14-yard return as Peterson found someplace to go when there wasn't any. LSU will start at their 27. Timeout. 12:41 to go in the half. LSU 17, Ole Miss 10 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
LSU student Joe Richardson is from Dallas, Texas.
When I got here, some of my first impressions just blew everything out of the water for me. The Texas schools are wonderful and I love them, but there's something about going to a place to where things are all going to be very brand new to you. And there's no experience that you can trade for that. To coming to a place like LSU where there's so much opportunity, LSU is a wonderful choice.
Live the gold at LSU. Visit lsu.edu/gold. LSU student Tamara Johnson is from Baton Rouge.
It's tough. I mean, there's a reason why we rank highly.
in academics, but I know that I'd be prepared for anything after LSU. It's just helped me know what I want to do and to put me on the right track. Even if you're from Baton Rouge, I would say take a tour because you'll look at things completely differently.
Live the gold at LSU. Visit lsu.edu/gold.
Tonight's second quarter is presented by AT&T. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Ole Miss's punting has been pretty something. They've got punts of 57 and 69 yards in this ball game, but Patrick Peterson's done a pretty good job of returning them too. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 27. Find out what's possible when you can talk and surf the web at the same time on the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. AT&T Rethink Possible. Save 10% off groceries at Albertsons every game day when you wear your LSU Tigers jersey. Albertsons is your tailgate headquarters and a proud sponsor of LSU football. And LSU Athletics would like to thank this week's game sponsor, Cox Communications, the official communications partner of LSU Athletics. Capital One Bank is proud to be the official bank of LSU Athletics. Visit a branch to learn about the Double Rewards program. Tigers will start at I think I said the 27. It is actually the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 LSU at their 32. Hash marks near side of the field. Two receivers flank right. I formation in the backfield. Ridley is the running back. Jefferson under center. May have changed the play. Now waiting on the snap. Gives it to Ridley, and he gets a yard, and that's it. Trying to go over the offensive right side, and the Ole Miss front closed it down. He may have gotten 2. 2nd down and 8. Smith and Armour in on the stop for the Rebels of Ole Miss. 17-10 LSU, 12:20 to go in the half. Two receivers right, shotgun formation. Ridley in the backfield with Jefferson. Lone receiver on the right. There's a snap. Jefferson runs the option. Toss out to Wrigley. Big hole. 40, 45, up to the 48-yard line. 1st down on the option play as Jefferson tossed to Ridley, and they got 15 out of it before the strong safety Brown made the stop for the Rebs.
After having run the ball on 1st down out of the I formation, LSU stayed at the line of scrimmage. They didn't huddle up for 2nd down. They ran from a spread formation and ran an option play to the left. Ridley had great separation and a great location in relation to Jefferson. Took a pitch going upfield, 1st down.
Shotgun formation, play action fake. Jefferson drops deep and rifles it. Oh, he's lucky that wasn't intercepted. Peterson was open down around the 30-yard line, but he didn't put any air under the ball. He tried to throw it hard past the Ole Miss defenders, and it was almost intercepted. 2nd and 10. Let's go for an AT&T sideline report with Jordy.
Well, just a great story. If you notice on the offensive line, after suffering an injury, we thought a season-ending injury after the first play against North Carolina, Will Blackwell back in the lineup playing at the right guard position.
That is terrific. Two receivers flank right. I formation, Ware and Ford both in the backfield. Jefferson under center. Toss out to Ford looking for someplace to go. Turns the corner and is out of bounds in Ole Miss territory. Down around the 47, between the 47 and 48-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 7. Ingram was over to make the stop for Ole Miss. That stops the clock with 11:37 to go, and now it's running. Say he got 4, 3rd down and 6, and a big play here for LSU to try to retain possession of the football. The entire field now is in the shadows here on a perfectly clear day. Tiger Stadium, two receivers left and one right. Shepard is in the backfield along with Jefferson. And in motion towards the near side, sets up in the slot. There's the snap. Play action fake. Jefferson straight ahead, and he plows down for the 1st down. Well, that has worked well twice. Might have tripped over Blackwell, but that's okay because it's a 6-yard gain and a 1st down, and LSU moves the chains to the Ole Miss 41-yard line.
Yeah, but Blackwell tells him, hey, look, I'm tired of guys stepping on my ankle. In the first game of the year, Ridley did it and broke it. I don't need the quarterback to do it now. Blackwell stepped around and made a nice block downfield.
Two receivers flank left. Split back formation with Stampley as the running. A play action fake. Jefferson looks to throw and throws for the home run. Peterson is there. He's got it. He's down at the 1-yard line. D'Angelo Peterson has been finding ways to get loose in this game. And Jefferson may be having his best game ever as a passer for LSU. 40 yards on that one.
And this is a game LSU needed to have this way, throwing the ball downfield, using that tight end, D'Angelo Peterson, from the right side on that play. Peterson went downfield from the tight end spot, ran the corner pattern similar to what he did on the left side last time right near the goal line, and he was tackled right at the one. LSU first and goal.
I formation, nobody flanked out. Ridley is the running back. Jefferson gives it to Ridley, and he is at the 1 yard line. And it'll be second down and about a yard. LSU in the Capital One Bank red zone. Capital One Bank, the official bank of LSU athletics. Second and goal for LSU at the Ole Miss 1. Tigers lead it 17-10, 9:56 to go in the first half. Final home game of the year for LSU. The Tigers will finish up in Little Rock next Saturday. Ridley, the lone running back. Jefferson under center, tossed to Ridley, and he is tripped up and is lost back at the 3 yard line. That was a very nice defensive play by the free safety Jackson, who was coming. And so now it is third down and goal. And Doug, LSU just needs to finish.
They do.
So many times the Tigers have gotten down here and have not been able to put it in the end zone, and let's just hope that they can do it here. They've had some big plays. This drive started back on the 32. They started out first and goal at the 3, and now third and goal at the 3. I formation, nobody flanked out. Now Peterson will flank out to the far side. Jefferson under center. Waiting on the snap. Gives it to Ridley. Trying to go outside. Tripped up. Going to be thrown for a big loss. Back at the 8 yard line.
Well, LSU is trying to get an unbalanced line to favor them. That time, the shift that was created, Jim, moved players from the left to the right side. It gave them 2 players only to the left of center, everybody else to the right of center, and Ole Miss just slanted over that way, and they actually outmanned LSU at the point of attack, which was a pitch to Ridley.
I think they pretty well knew exactly what LSU was going to run.
Bet.
They knew what they were going to run, and they stopped it. So here will be Josh Jasper to try about a 26-yarder. There's the snap. The ball is down. The ball is up. And Jasper knocks it through. So, unfortunately, the LSU offense, again, could not put the ball in the end zone, but the Tigers get 3 on the field goal from Jasper. 8:09 to go in the half. LSU 20, Ole Miss 10 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
It's a world of endless meetings, a place where the copier's always jamming and cubicle dwellers always dream of better digs. Yeah, this is the typical American office, and come 5 o'clock, this is America's beer, Budweiser. It's brewed with the finest natural ingredients for the perfect combination of flavor and refreshment.
Budweiser, the great American style lager.
Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. Please drink responsibly.
Buddy Romer, CEO, Business First Bank, and former governor.
It was about finding the right team. For me, in my personal experience, the Baton Rouge General will always be famous for the way they treated me. I'm sure there are many good hospitals in America, but the Baton Rouge General, in my lifetime, handled me just perfect.
Today's second quarter is presented by AT&T. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Well, the Tigers had a really good-looking drive there, and then it just simply stalled out. They could not get it in the end zone from the 3 yard line. It was a 10-play, 60-yard drive. This is, of course, the Louisiana Highway Safety Commission scoring drive. 10 plays, 60 yards. 4 minutes and 32 seconds taken off the clock. They got a 25-yard field goal from Jasper. That is his second of the game. 31 yards earlier. And the Tigers, with 8:09 to go, lead the ball game 20-10. And with that field goal, Allstate will donate to the university's General Scholarship Fund as part of the Allstate Good Hands Net program.
Jim, Ole Miss gambling there down on the goal line, and probably not much of a gamble. That
No,
Ridley was going to get it, and they're all coming after Ridley, and pretty much anybody else could have scored if they had kept the ball, don't you think?
Well, they executed the defense very well. Jasper kicks it away in the direction of Scott and Herman, and it is Scott who's going to take it in at the 8 to the 10 to the 15. He's a little guy, and he turns the corner and comes outside, and is finally going to be knocked out of bounds up around the 27-yard line on the near side of the field.
That's good play by
return.
Jai Eugene in the second level on the coverage team. Saw that the Ole Miss team had gotten past the LSU first level. He maintained perfect leverage to make sure that the ball carrier was not able to break free. He ended up tackling him at the 29-yard line. So although the return was a little bit more than you would want, it was not nearly as much as it would have been had Eugene not made an outstanding play.
Ole Miss will send three receivers, flanked out to the left. Pistol formation, Mazzoli and Davis in the backfield. There's a snap. And the handoff right up the middle is Davis, and he's across the 30 up to about the 31-32-yard line. The 2010 football national champion won't be crowned for a few months, but for the 33rd straight year, Ford F-Series is the national champ, America's best-selling truck. Check out the F-Series, the official truck of tailgating during Truck Month at your local Southern quality Ford dealers. And find out what's possible when you talk and surf the web at the same time on the nation's fastest mobile broadband network, AT&T. Rethink possible. Bolden and Scott in the backfield. Second down and 7 after a gain of 3. I formation, receivers on both sides, and Mazzoli goes under center. Play action fake. Mazzoli on the option will take it himself. Then he tossed it at the last moment, and a loss on the play anyhow to Scott. Mazzoli was trying to run the option to the near side. LSU had it well defended, and just as Mazzoli was about to be tackled, he tossed it to Scott, and the Tiger defense made the play. A 5-yard loss will bring up third down and about 12.
And I think it was a broken play from the get-go. It ended up where Scott really was not much of a position to do anything other than lose an extra yard or two, which he did. Third down and about 12 or 13 for Ole Miss at the ball at their 27-yard line.
Three receivers on the left side. Shotgun formation. Mazzoli, play action fake, throws across the way. It is complete, but he's in deep trouble and doesn't get back to the original line of scrimmage. Pass was complete on the far side of the field. A 3-yard gain on the play. LSU was there very aggressively to make the tackle, and so Ole Miss will have to punt it away.
Cornell Hatcher out there in the right flat with a nice defensive play. He was open field with the receiver who made the catch and had a good opportunity. Corvig Neat, the wide receiver, and made a good open field tackle on him.
Campbell has averaged 63 yards on 2 punts. This will be his third. And he hits it. Oh, my goodness, look at that thing. Peterson takes it in at the 9, dropped it and picked it right back up and then stepped out of bounds. That looked like that was shot out of a cannon. I am not kidding you. 61 yards in the air. And he kicked it towards the far sideline, so Peterson did a good job just to grab it. And he returned it 6 yards. First and 10 LSU.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
And timeout on the field. 6:01 to go in the half. It's LSU 20, Ole Miss 10 on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't have any breaks, they tell me. So, Doug?
We'll just have to tell
LSU has a good opportunity here.
Jordy, what you got down there?
I felt like they let one get away on that last possession, settling for a field goal. Felt like, boy, if they scored a touchdown there, it would have really have put the pressure on Ole Miss. LSU's defense seems to have fouled the Ole Miss offense. Now it's time for the LSU offense to see if they can mount a long drive here. They start at their own 15. Let's get a time-consuming drive, a touchdown, and go into the locker room with a 27-10 lead. That would be the optimum, obviously. So we'll see what happens. Jordan Jefferson going back in at quarterback. And we'll see if the Tigers, Jarrett Lee going in at quarterback. To see if the Tigers can mount a drive and get some good production here on the offensive side. They don't want to give the ball back to Ole Miss here.
It looks like Jefferson has more confidence throwing the ball downfield than I've seen him have in a long time, and he's right on the money. D'Angelo Peterson with a couple of nice receptions. coming up short of the end zone a couple of times. I wish he wishes he had about another one stride, and he'd have 2 TDs so far today.
They were razzing him a little bit about, you don't get many opportunities like that. You've got to score when you get the chance, and he's a little disheartened by that. So we'll see if he does something here. But Jared Lee will come in at quarterback. 6:01 to go in the half. And boy, LSU would love to mount a drive here and get it going. As far as injuries are concerned, I don't want to be a jinx, but so far so good. Everybody's in good shape, and the defense has certainly stepped up. Special teams have stepped up after a couple of breakdowns early on. Now it's time for the offense to produce again.
Well, Jordo, we'd like to welcome Julie Delsa to the LSU Sports Radio Network booth. Julie is today's winner of the You Rule Death Valley Sweepstakes presented by Capital One Bank. Julie's visiting from New Orleans. Thanks to Capital One Bank for your support of the Tigers. And congratulations to Julie on ruling Death Valley. Julie is in the booth with us as we speak. Jared Lee is in at quarterback for LSU. Jefferson so far, 5 of 6 for 117 yards in the game. Jared Lee in the I formation. Shepard goes in motion. Waiting for the snap. There it is. The pass near side complete to Shepard. He looks for some running room and doesn't get much. At the 20-yard line, he was stood up on a very fine one-on-one tackle at the 20-yard line after a gain of 5. So he'll take 5 on every play. No question about that. It'll be 2nd down and 5. That was Ingram and a very hard hit. Ridley, 64 yards and 13 carries and 2 touchdowns, and that was Lee's first completion of the game. He's now 1 for 3. Tolliver and Shepard flank to the right. 20-10 LSU lead. Split back formation. Lee under center. Tosses it. Ridley plows ahead. Going to be about 2 yards short of the first down, I believe. At around the 24-yard line. And we'll bring up 3rd down and a yard. Clock is running. 5:10 to go in the first half. Championship Chicken is proud to be a part of LSU football in your local grocery stores soon. Ask for it. Championship Chicken tenders good enough to wear the purple and gold. Go Tigers and go Championship Chicken.
Important play here for LSU. 3rd down, about a yard, but they've got to maintain possession. As Jim mentioned, they've had opportunities and came away with field goals instead of touchdowns. The score should be much wider than it is at this time.
I formation, lone receiver on the right side. Lee under center and hands it away, and he didn't get it.
Didn't get it.
That is Ridley on that same play. They tried once or twice at the goal line, and he did not get it.
And Jim, LSU is doing the same thing. An injured player, by the way, Joseph Barksdale, looks like he's down underneath the bottom of the pile. The play ran right over where Barksdale was, and what the Tigers have been doing is moving 2 offensive players from their original set to the other side of the line of scrimmage to get an unbalanced line and pitching the ball to Ridley behind the unbalanced half of the line. Well, it hasn't worked the last 4 times that they've run it, but they continue to run it. This time, all of that weight landed on Joseph Barksdale at the bottom of the pile, and he's down there laying at midfield, the middle of the field at the 25-yard line, having his ankle looked at now.
Well, LSU feels like that's something that can be successful, and they continue to try it, but Ole Miss, at this point in the ball game anyhow, has got it pretty well figured out. Looking for tough equipment that can tackle any job? Look no further than Sunshine Equipment. From residential to farming and commercial equipment, Sunshine is your one-stop shop for John Deere equipment. Check out the new crossover XUV, the fastest, most powerful gator yet. Visit sunequip.com for the hottest deals in Louisiana. Well, the Tigers got back Will Blackwell, but they sure don't need to lose Joseph Barksdale, I can tell you that. As he is up in a setting position at about the 25-yard line. It is 4th down and a yard here. Do you roll the dice here? Do you want to try to make a statement here and say, look, we can do this? Nope, you don't.
I think the statement you make is that we're going to punt. We're not going to fake punt. We're going to punt.
Yep.
And Derek Helton coming in to do exactly that. Barksdale has been kind of gimpy on an ankle all throughout the season, and maybe this will be a recurrence of that. Hopefully it's not a new injury or a more serious injury, and he's limping off on his own without additional help, but he's still limping.
All right, Derek Helton will have to punt it away in the direction of Grandy. as the Tigers come up short, 4th down and a yard on their 24. 4:18 to play in the first half, and LSU leading 20-10. Tigers have rolled up a lot of yards offensively here in the first half, but had a difficult time getting the ball in the end zone. Okay, now we're ready to go. Helton standing at the 10-yard line. There's the snap. There's the punt, and that's a pretty good one too. Towards the near sidelines and taken at about the 27. And then he steps out of bounds and a flag was thrown, and I don't know what to say about that unless there might have been a block in the back, a 48-yard punt and a 2-yard return. I didn't see any contact at all down
I didn't
there.
either. I'm not sure exactly what that call was.
That's going to be interesting. LSU is pointing towards Ole Miss. The official who was standing right there watching the punt be caught threw the flag. Okay, they're saying, I'm told by Jordy, that he signaled fair catch and then tried to run with it.
Block in the back. Number 21 of the receiving team. The penalty is 10 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Okay, well, that's what we had originally figured that it probably was. About the only thing it could have been. And so it's a 10-yard penalty with a block in the back. And it moves the ball down inside the 20. Ole Miss will start. We'll put it on the 20-yard line.
Sure didn't block him very well, did he?
No, he didn't. All right, receivers on both sides and a lone running back is Davis. Mazzoli under center. Man in motion coming from the far side. And the handoff to Davis, and he's fooled everybody. And he is at the 35-40. 45, knocked out of bounds, almost up around midfield. LSU had nobody over there. They were all flowing to the near side. And a 30-yard play. And again, the Ole Miss offense gets out of problems with a huge play. And it's 1st and 10 at midfield.
Well, the entire movement of the play was to the offensive right, except the handoff to the running back.
Quickly to Mazzoli, and he hands off right up the middle, and down to the LSU 46-yard line goes Bolden on the carry. Gain of 5 on the play. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Bolden carried the ball up the middle. Nevis and Shepard made the tackle.
Second down and 5, Ole Miss at the LSU 45. 3 receivers right and 1 left. Scott in the backfield with Mazzoli. 20-10, LSU leads it. We're in the second quarter. There's the snap, Mazzoli. Faked it, keeps it himself. Big gainer. First down to the LSU 37. 9 yards on the carry, and Ole Miss has gone from their 20 down to the LSU 36 in very short order. Coming up on the 3-minute mark. This offense that they run is exceptionally difficult for a lot of defenses, including today, the number 1 defense in the SEC, LSU. Receivers on both sides. Mazzoli back there by himself. Man in motion. Play action fake. Mazzoli rolls to the near side looking to throw, and he does, and it is incomplete. He ran out of bounds and then tried to come back in and catch it. That was Summers down around the 16-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. Let's go down for an AT&T sideline report with Jordy.
Got a real close first personal hand there of Jeremiah Mazzoli. His thighs look like tree trunks. I mean, they are enormous, compact. I can see why he's tough to bring down.
Receivers on both sides. Lone running back is Davis. Mazzoli under center, man in motion. Handoff straight up the middle. Davis gets to the 35, and it'll be 3rd down and about 8.
Davis.
As the clock shows 2:35 and ticking, he ran into Kelvin Shepard and a couple of others. And they put it at the 35. And so it is 3rd down and 9.
2 yards.
Big play coming here for the LSU defense. 20-10, LSU leads Ole Miss. 2:15 and ticking to go here in the first half. 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. Mazzoli back there by himself. There was movement in the line. I believe. I thought Ole Miss moved. And LSU reacted, but they're talking to Ole Miss. The Ole Miss players are huddled around Should be illegal motion or offsides, I think. Let's see.
Prior to the snap, false start.
Yeah, illegal motion.
Offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty. It remains.
So,
third
Doug,
down.
explain to me, what's the difference between illegal motion and a false start? Is there? Because they signal it different. They signal illegal motion one way and then false start another. Well, both of them are illegal motion, right?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
I mean, when it's a false start, you have started quicker than the ball is snapped.
Yep.
When it's illegal motion, you have started quicker than the ball is snapped.
Third down and 14 now. Shotgun formation, 4-receiver pattern. Mazzoli hands it and running with the ball down to about the 35-yard line is Jeff Scott. And so it is fourth down. And clock is running with 1:29 to go in the first half. Markevius Mingo and a couple of others in on the stop, and they're going to go for it. Well, they converted on 4th and 10. It is 4th and 9. Let's see if the Tiger defense says, no, you're not going to do that against us again. 3 receivers right and 1 left. Pistol formation. Mazzoli is back there with Bolden. Waiting on the snap, and there it is. Straight drop to throw. Flushed out of the pocket, he throws. Caught. First down at the 21-yard line. 13 yards, and Ole Miss did it again. Same guy, Logan. They have converted on 4th and 10 and 4th and 9. And they put it down at the 22-yard line.
Logan's their 4th down specialist. Mazzoli looked to the left. He had Logan running a square in behind the linebacker, Francois.
Receivers on both sides. Mazzoli hands it to Bolden, and Bolden is down inside the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Bolden.
And that will stop the clock with 37 seconds left to play in the first half after a 3-yard gain. LeVar Edwards and a couple of others in on the stop. Ole Miss takes a timeout. Well, that's unfortunate that the Tigers couldn't keep them get the ball back, because now they're in chip shot field goal range. But of course, Ole Miss looking to put the ball in the end zone here. Let's go down to Jordy for an AT&T sideline report.
Noticeably absent on that 4th down conversion, Tyrann Mathieu not on the field. That's usually his cover. Boy, I'd like to see him out there on those kind of big plays.
Yeah, and Ole Miss has totally disrespected the LSU defense twice and gotten away with it. Converting on 4th and 10 and on 4th and 9. And now it is 2nd down and 8. And they are at the LSU 19, trailing the Tigers 20-10 with 37 seconds left in the first half. Ole Miss has got 1 timeout left. But Doug, they're not interested in a field goal here. They want a touchdown.
That's right. And obviously LSU staff, listening to Jordy Hultberg on the sideline, has put Tyrann Mathieu in the game to come up with the big play. The big play waiting to happen. He's got to come up with one now.
Receivers on both sides, 2 right and 1 left. Mazzoli and a shotgun with Bolden in the backfield. Man in motion. Straight drop for Mazzoli. He fires it, and it is a very obvious pass interference on Patrick Peterson. He was beaten. He was beaten by Summers, and Peterson went up over his back to make sure it wasn't a touchdown, and it wasn't, but it's going to be a pass interference, and Ole Miss is going to have it 1st and goal.
Well, Marquise Summers got inside of Peterson on the post pattern, and Peterson bumped him not a whole lot, but
I think
played
that was
it pretty
obvious.
rough.
I think that was obvious pass interference.
On the defense, number 7. The penalty is 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
So a pass interference, automatic 1st and goal for Ole Miss, with 32 seconds left to play in the half. Big challenge for the LSU defense here.
But they're not afraid of challenging LSU's defensive
No, they
stars.
absolutely are not. Absolutely are not. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Bolden and Scott are both in the backfield with Mazzoli in the shotgun. And Mazzoli keeps it in, no, he hands it off. Yes, he does keep it himself, and it's an easy touchdown. Nobody knew who had the ball. LSU was going after the other 2 ball carriers, and Mazzoli went right straight up the middle and scored.
Mazzoli went in standing up. I mean, that's the difficulty of this offense from the defensive perspective. I keep saying that, but I can't overemphasize it. you don't know defensively who has the ball until it's too late, and Mazzoli ran it perfectly that time for the score.
That's his 5th rushing touchdown, and Ole Miss is really chopped into the LSU lead. There's the point after. We have 27 seconds left in the first half now, and it is LSU 20 and Ole Miss 17. And right now, the LSU's offensive inability, Doug, to get the ball in the end zone, and the Tigers' defensive inability to stop Ole Miss on 4th down is playing a big, big role in this ballgame.
And we're talking about LSU opportunities, Jim, down on the goal line where you're starting at the 1 and the 2. When you start out at that position, you should not allow yourself to get less than the touchdown. It's just you've got to learn to do it. You have to convert from that point. And LSU's not done it, and consequently, although they have the lead, they've lost the momentum. Ole Miss, I don't know if they're going to try an onside kick with 27 seconds left.
Think so.
I don't know. But LSU's lost the momentum clearly, and they're going to have to find a way to take it back because Ole Miss is going to keep coming back again and again and again.
That was an 80-yard drive on 9 plays in 3 minutes and 29 seconds, and a 4-yard run by Mazzoli resulted in the touchdown. So LSU is stinging a little bit as the first half comes to an end. Let's go for an AT&T sideline report with Jordan.
You know, from my perspective down here, it was Ole Miss was teetering on the verge of being knocked out in this ball game.
Absolutely.
Now, all of a sudden, now they're starting to believe a little bit, and that's not a good sign. So LSU's going to have to really regather, and when you have opportunities to put touchdowns on the board, 1st and goal from your 1 or 2, you've got to score. You can't settle for field goals.
Well, LSU will get the ball first to start the 3rd quarter, but they're about to get it right here. It'll be Ritter this time to kick it. Peterson and Brooks standing back deep. 20-17, LSU leading Ole Miss. As the Rebs go on an 80-yard drive in the final 4 minutes of the first half. Squib kick. And it's going to go out of bounds. But it might have been touched by a Tiger first, I'm not sure. Clement, I think, was trying to get over there and field it, but the flag was thrown, and so I guess it means it was out of bounds. Let's see what the flag is all about.
There is no foul on the play.
That's what I thought.
The ball was touched by the receiving team prior to going out of bounds. First down.
So they'll put the ball down at the 34-yard line, and LSU should take a knee here.
First down.
And go to the locker room with a
At the LSU
3-point lead.
33-yard line.
Is my guess.
Well, you know, there are 25 seconds left. We
Yes,
had
there
the
are.
bluegrass miracle. How about the blade of grass miracle?
3 receivers on the left and 1 on the right. Murphy in the backfield with Jefferson. They are in the shotgun. Waiting on the snap, and the handoff is to Murphy. And Murphy is going to go down at the 35-yard line. Ole Miss may call a timeout. And that will stop the clock with 18 seconds left to play after a 2-yard gain. Today's game is brought to you in part by L'Auberge du Lac Casino Resort, a pinnacle entertainment property in Lake Charles, where Tom Fazio Championship Golf, signature dining, and nonstop Vegas-style gaming await. Log on to idlcasino.com for reservations and upcoming events. Did he say LSU called a timeout?
That's what he said.
Okay. That's a little bit of a surprise. With 18
considering
seconds,
the play that was called, that's
with
a little
18
bit
seconds left to
surprise.
play in the first half, and LSU leading 20-17. Ole Miss plays Mississippi State to wrap up their season next week, and LSU will be up in Little Rock for a 2:30 game against the very, very dangerous Arkansas Razorbacks, but no more dangerous than Ole Miss has been today.
This is a pretty typical Houston Nut football team when they come to play LSU.
Well,
they've done a lot of things offensively that were imaginative, and they've been very effective.
He's beaten LSU 3 straight years. He beat them his last year at Arkansas, and he has beaten them the last 2 years at Ole Miss, running these wide-open offenses like this. So the Tigers going to spread the field. 3 receivers right and 1 left. Jefferson and Ware in the shotgun. There's a snap, and he drops to throw. And he throws it, and it is, I can't believe that was not caught. Incomplete. D'Angelo Peterson just gave up on the ball, it looked like to me, Doug, and flags are flying over there. It looked to me like Peterson just gave up on the ball. He was wide open on the far side of the field, but did not catch it.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from our angle the relationship because Jefferson's arm got hit when he threw the ball, and I don't know if it was so far inside that Peterson just didn't get a good read on it. But
red ball personal foul, number 19 of the offense. The penalty was 15 yards.
Yeah, Peterson slapped the defender in the face. And maybe out of frustration, or I'm not sure. I don't know if he saw the ball or not.
I don't either.
But he looked up there, but it sure looked like he just kind of stopped.
Let's watch it again on the replay here, and see, he's back here, and he is absolutely wide open and just quit on the ball. But then there was a guy that came up and put a helmet right in his helmet, and he just responded to it. Watch, see? The guy just headbutted him. Number 20 for Ole Miss.
Well, 20 headbutted him because he knocked number 6 down. So Peterson started the series of events that resulted.
He was the defender, and Peterson had some forward motion. Now, 3rd down and 20 with 12 seconds to play, and LSU's in the shotgun. Lee hands the ball off, and coming to the near side, breaking one tackle and then another, is Murphy, and that is Ware, I beg your pardon, number 16. He moves it up to the 35, and that's going to do it. That's the end of the first half of play. So it has been an interesting first half. There's no question about that. LSU's had some chances to be way ahead in this ball game. As it is, they lead at 20-17 and will get the ball first in the second half. So let's hope that the Tiger offense can go down and make a statement early in the second half of play, and the Tigers can finish up with an undefeated season here in Tiger Stadium. That has not happened very often. He did. You just did. All right, Ritter will kick it away. Peterson and Brooks back deep to receive for LSU as we're ready to start the final half of football in Tiger Stadium this year. LSU leads by 3. There's a good driving kick. It's going to send Peterson to the goal line. Back to the 5, to the 10, to the 15. He's at the 20, he's at the 25, and tripped up and down at the 31-yard line. Nice return. LSU starts at the 31. Let's go down to Jordy.
All right, Jim, Doug, very animated LSU locker room at halftime. Coaches really working hard, talking to their respective position players. Les Miles then gathered up the crew and said, gentlemen, you have a great opportunity here in front of you. Now, we got to play better here in the second half. Ole Miss starting to believe they can play with us. They can't. We got to go and execute on both sides of the football, and let's go get win number 10. We'll see what happens.
All right, Jordy, thank you. They actually will start at the 30. It'll be Ford and Ware in the backfield. Split back formation, receivers on both sides, and Jefferson under center, first play of the second half. Short drop to throw. Does, and it is caught by Tolliver. Tolliver fakes one man, then another, and is tripped up at the 47-yard line. Tripped up by the free safety Jackson. And that's a good way to start. 16 yards on the first offensive play of the second half. Tigers going with no huddle. Up to the line of scrimmage. Ford and Jefferson in the shotgun in the backfield. And now they look to the near sidelines, which slows things down, and will get the play. 2 receivers on the right and 1 on the left. A long look. Jefferson walks up and down the line of scrimmage. Now sets up in the shotgun. There's a snap. Hands the ball off to Ford, trying to get a block to turn the corner, and he does, down the near sideline. He's at the 25, he's at the 20, 15, 10, he's at the 5, and he scores! What a run by Ford, and a nice block by Russell Shepard to clear the way. A 54-yard run for the touchdown. An AT&T sideline report with Jordy Hultberg.
What a great run, but I'll tell you what, he looked like Baryshnikov coming down the sidelines, barely stayed in bounds by an eyelash, but that's all it takes is an eyelash, and then he cut it back in. What a great start to a second half.
You're right about that.
And that was out of the spread as the handoff went around the right end. I think they're going to review this.
They may review
the
it.
Marking.
They're standing right there where they think that he may have stepped out of bounds, and the replay shows that he just may have done that, as a matter of fact.
Well, if there's any green whatsoever, it's hard to see from the camera that the TV network is using right now. But if you see green, then he's inbounds. If you see white overlapping white, then he's on the sideline, and the sideline, of course, is out of bounds. It's part of the out of bounds.
Now, these things have not gone in LSU's favor all season long, because the thing is, you have to see something that is absolutely conclusive to overturn
and Jim,
the play.
As you watch the replay, one of the officials is directly behind him, and he has a great look at it, but he must not have really good eyes.
Well, and so they've got to see something up there that, without question, overturns that. It's a difference of a touchdown, and they would get it at where?
Yeah. So what's your guess here? Haven't seen the replay, because that's what they're looking at.
It's very close. What I'm saying is, it wasn't obvious. He's not like his whole foot on the line. It's not out of bounds. It is very, very close.
Yeah, just got to be touching. It's kind of like a touchdown. The nose of the ball going over.
I mean, what was it last year? Patrick Peterson had an interception that they took away from him because of this. Back down to Jordy.
Feel like the old LSU-Ole Miss rivalry. If you listen to the LSU student body, and now the fans, we're hearing that go to somewhere, Ole Miss, go to somewhere.
Well,
brings back good memories.
It does, but LSU really needs this touchdown.
And once again, the disappointing thing, if the touchdown is taken away, the ball comes back out to the spot on the field where he went out, but the momentum is dead. And that's what happened early in the game.
After further review, the runner steps out of bounds at the Ole Miss 40-yard line. First down for LSU.
Well, that's an absolute crying shame.
Well, it's only a crying shame if you let it affect you, because LSU has run 2 plays and they've picked up good yardage, and what they should do is come right back and score on this next play. That's what you got to do. Championship teams.
Really, no kidding.
No, but championship teams don't let this affect the ultimate outcome of the drive. And that's really what LSU's got to do, is make sure this drive ends up in a touchdown, so that didn't make a bit of difference.
Well, it made a lot of difference, because it took away a touchdown, and now it's 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Receivers on both sides. Ford and Ware in the backfield. Jefferson will go under center. Split back formation. Waiting on the snap. Play action fake. He's back to throw and takes a big loss. Back at midfield. That's how much difference it makes right there.
Well,
Cornell, the middle linebacker, came in and made the stop, and now it is 2nd down and 20, or 2nd down and 19.
It made that one play's worth of difference.
Sure did.
All right. So it's 2nd down now. Still got a lot of opportunities.
A lot of opportunities, no question. But it's you can't deny the fact that LSU would be a lot better if the touchdown had stood.
You bet. One of those hurdles you got to overcome in life.
2 receivers left and 1 right. Ford is back there with Jefferson in the shotgun. They've got to get down to the 30-yard line, and there's only 6 seconds on the play clock. Now waiting on the snap, and there it is. And the handoff to Ford again. This time, no going. He's down at the 45, and it's 3rd down and 15. Gain of 5 on the play.
Well, that's the touchdown play, run to the left instead of the right. No problem there with the sideline. It was a big problem with the Ole Miss defense, as Ford picked up just a short gain. Stephen Ridley back in the ball game at the running back spot, and LSU with a crucial 3rd down and about 15 to go with the ball at their own 45-yard line.
3 receivers right and Malone receiver left. Jefferson and Ridley in the backfield in the shotgun. Waiting on the snap, and there it is. Jefferson drops. Lots of time. He can't find anybody. Now he throws it deep, and it's intercepted. At the 15-yard line, it was in the direction of Shepard. Stepping in front to make the interception is Ingram, and there goes your touchdown.
Now I will concede that it made a difference.
1st and 10 Ole Miss at the LSU at the Ole Miss 19-yard line. 12:36 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's LSU 20, Ole Miss 17 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
The Southeastern Conference Education Initiative has impacted more than 2 million elementary and middle school students since 2002. Utilizing the SEC mascots, this interactive online program teaches math and language, as well as motivates students, improves test scores, and inspires an interest in higher education. Now, for more information, visit secsports.com or learningthroughsports.com. The SEC, our future is now.
At LSU, we love our purple, but we live for the gold. Everyone knows the spirit and culture of LSU is unparalleled. But every day at LSU, passion becomes genius with our researchers, our faculty and staff, and our nationally recognized student scholars. The entire LSU community is committed to the gold standard. At LSU, we love our purple. See how we live the gold. Visit lsu.edu/gold.
Tonight's third quarter is presented by Napa Auto Parts and Napa Auto Care Centers, where you always get Napa know-how.
Tough break for LSU to start the third quarter. A 54-yard touchdown run called back by Michael Ford because he just nudged the out-of-bounds line on the near sidelines. Put the ball back at the 40-yard line, and on third down and long, Jordan Jefferson fired an interception, and Ole Miss has it 1st and 10 at their 19-yard line. XM is the best place to hear every LSU Tigers football game, plus basketball and baseball play-by-play of every SEC team. Visit xmradio.com/SEC to learn more. Your signal reigns on America's largest and most reliable wireless network, Verizon, the official wireless provider of the LSU Tigers. And show your Tiger pride with the LSU Tigers Platinum MasterCard. Visit lsustigercard.com to apply. Go Tigers. Let's see what the LSU defense can do here, Doug. That is, boy, I tell you, it takes tremendous mental resolve to overcome that disappointment that happened just a moment ago. And Ole Miss has shown that they can rip off very large chunks of yardage.
Yeah,
so
but I know
if the LSU defense got fire in their eyes here as Ole Miss has their first offensive possession at their 19-yard line. Let's see what happens.
First down, Ole Miss at the 19-yard line.
20-17, LSU leads. Receivers on both sides. Bolden, the lone running back. Mazzoli will go under center. And in motion, going towards the far side. And the handoff is to Bolden, who is being chased and downed at about the 15-yard line. Nice defensive work that time, and a loss of 4 back to the 15-yard line. It was Eric Reed and Patrick Peterson who were over there to make a great defensive stop, and now it is 2nd down and about 14.
Patrick Peterson, having gone into the backfield, came back. He didn't quit on the play, and he's able to tackle Bolden from behind. Bolden made a really fine run, broke a couple of tackles, and looked like he was getting ready to gain some yardage, but tackled by Peterson from behind for the 4-yard loss.
Shotgun formation, Bolden and Scott back there with Mazzoli, receivers on both sides. The ball is on the Ole Miss 15-yard line. Waiting on the snap, there it is. Straight drop to throw, being chased, and they're going to get him. Loose ball, LSU is going to get it. I believe they're going to get it at the 12. Ball was knocked loose as Mazzoli was hit from behind, and the Tigers have it. And the defense did the job. And LSU will have it again. 1st down, deep in Ole Miss territory. Ron Brooks knocked it loose. And I think Drake Nevis recovered.
And that's the way you respond. That's how champions do, and that's what LSU's defense did that time. As Ron Brooks chased Mazzoli from behind, knocked the ball loose. Drake Nevis in on the football. LSU gets possession, and now Jim has the challenge.
And
good field position, converted into a touchdown.
And Jarrett Lee will be at quarterback to try to do that. 1st and 10 Tigers at the Ole Miss 12. They are in the Capital One Bank red zone. Capital One, the official bank of LSU athletics. Lone receiver on the right. Lee, that play action fake and fires in the direction of Tolliver, and it's incomplete. They wanted interference. I just thought that was pretty well played.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Near side of the end zone. He had no chance to catch that. Well played by Temple. And it is 2nd down and 10. And now Jefferson will check back into the ball game for LSU.
Had that pass been thrown closer to Tolliver, he would have had a 10. Now, this may have been defensive hold. There was a hand grabbing his jersey.
I don't think there's any question that it was, but it wasn't called. So it's 2nd and 10. 2 receivers right and 1 left. Shotgun formation. Jefferson waiting on the football. Play action fake. He keeps it himself, and he is going to go down at the 9-yard line. Gain of about 3, so it's third down. And the Tigers are in third down and long.
Jimmy,
they may put it closer to the 10-yard line. Actually, I think they go. Let's see. Well, they hadn't put it down yet.
You know, something interesting to think about, Jim, and that is in the NFL when the ball is in this place on the field, where is the place you see so many touchdown passes scored? And it is between the hash marks where the quarterback has a short, direct throw, and you have linebackers covering fleeter receivers. Let's see if LSU takes advantage of that opportunity.
Third down and 8. The ball is at the 10-yard line. Receivers on both sides. Shotgun for a pistol formation. Jefferson drops the throw. He's being pressured. He does throw. It is complete, and that is Shepard, but he is well short of the first down at the 7-yard line. And maybe no, here we go. Josh Jasper will go in to try to kick another field goal, and the LSU offense again just simply can't get the ball in the end zone. That's really unfortunate. Really unfortunate for LSU. But thank goodness the Tigers have a great field goal kicker in Jasper that can get something out of this, hopefully. He's 2 of 2 today, 1 from 26, 1 from 22. This will be a 25-yarder. Tigers had it 1st and 10 at the Ole Miss 12. Couldn't get in. Snap, place, kick is up. And it's good. 9:52 to go in the third quarter. LSU 23, Ole Miss 17 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
LSU student Andrew Vining is from Jacksonville, Florida.
I took a visit out here and absolutely loved it. I was able to find my niche within a couple weeks, and I found people who helped me succeed. They tailgate here like no other place. But there's a lot more to the school than that. The academics here is stellar, whether it be academics or campus life. To me, it's just unbelievable.
Live the gold at LSU. Visit lsu.edu/gold. LSU student Billy Wright is from Metairie, Louisiana.
Here at LSU, you got a lot of people, but I really feel like for being such a big school, it really is a tight-knit community. You're going to feel welcome here. You're going to come for your orientation. You're going to have the LSU ambassadors caring to learn your names, and you'll also get the best education you could possibly get. It's a great experience. College is the best 4 years of your life.
Live the gold at LSU. Visit lsu.edu/gold.
Tonight's third quarter is presented by Napa Auto Parts and Napa Auto Care Centers, where you always get Napa know-how.
All right, LSU got in the Capital One Bank red zone, the official bank of LSU athletics. But unfortunately, couldn't get it in the end zone again. But they did have a... Here is the scoring drive presented by the Louisiana Highway Safety Commission. They got 5 yards in 4 plays. Used 147 to do it. Got a 24-yard field goal by Josh Jasper, his 3rd of the game. And the Tigers lead it 23-17. And with the field goal, Allstate will donate to the university's General Scholarship Fund as part of the Allstate Good Hands Net program. At LSU Health's 10 hospitals and 500 clinics, smart people who choose medicine as a calling and not just a job treat hundreds of thousands of people each year. LSU has Louisiana's largest, most comprehensive healthcare network where everyone gets the highest level of care whenever it's needed from the doctors who teach doctors. All right, so Jasper will kick it away. His 3 field goals, the difference in this ballgame. LSU leads it 23-17, 9:52 to go in the third quarter. And he will kick it in the direction of Scott and Grandy from left to right. And there's the kick. And it's going to come down at the 9, at the 10. And who's got the ball? Well, it's still the same guy, and he's tackled. That's very unusual what happened there. He's tackled at the 19-yard line. It was Scott who caught it. He ran up to the 15-yard line, and about 4 or 5 players huddled around him. And then they all broke out in different directions, and he kept the ball himself, and the Tigers special teams were not fooled. LSU has a man down at the 15-yard line. That's Eric Reed, I think, and there has been a flag on the play.
Here's the call.
block in the back, receiving team number 83. The penalty is 10 yards. From the end of the run, first down.
Well, it was an unusual play, Jim. They took the concepts from the spread offense and tried to adapt it to a kickoff return by having a bunch of people form a huddle after the play started, trying to fool LSU as to who had the ball. LSU wasn't fooled.
Randy actually gave it to Scott.
He gave it to Scott.
Came out of there with it.
But LSU did a really fine job of smoking it out, and Ole Miss ends up with it at their 10-yard line, first down.
Let's see the Tiger defense can do the job again. Shotgun formation, lone receiver on the right side. And there's movement in the backfield. And Mazzoli hands the ball off, and hit at the line of scrimmage is Bolden. I really thought, Doug, that he made a step towards the line of scrimmage
Absolutely.
before the snap of the ball,
thrown.
and he got 2 yards on the carry. They just flat missed that one.
Yeah, should have been a flag thrown because you got to stop and reset for a full second. A back can move, but once he stops, but he can't move forward and make it appear that the play has started.
Right.
The officials just missed the call there.
Second down and 9 from the 11-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Pistol formation, Bolden and Mazzoli. Hand off to Bolden, and he goes to the outside and is missed by one tackler, and then goes down at the 16, maybe at the 17. It's going to be about 3 yards short of the first down. AT&T sideline report with Jordy Hulbert.
Oh, you can see the respect being paid to one Drake Nevis. That time, triple teamed on the play. And boy, there's a lot of trash talking going on, particularly from the team wearing red. A lot of it going on.
They trail by 6, 23-17, with 8:38 to play in the third quarter, and it is third down and 3. At the Ole Miss 17, 2 receivers left and 2 right. Mazzoli and Bolden in the shotgun. There's a snap. Mazzoli wants to throw. Now he wants to run, and he throws, and it is caught, and it's a first down on the near side. Pass is complete to Herman. That's just excellent athletic play by Mazzoli. He started to run to the far side, saw there was no place to go, turned and lobbed it to the outlet man on the near side, converted it with a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, LSU blew up the play that was intended to be run. Mazzoli tried to throw a screen to the right, then tried to scramble left, and finally saw a loose receiver out there, flipped it to him for the first down. Good individual effort by Ole Miss's quarterback.
2 receivers flank out on the right side. Mazzoli hands the ball off. Missed by one tackler and another, and all the way up to the 36-yard line goes Jeff Scott. That'll be another Ole Miss first down. 12 yards gained on that play. Somebody tried to tackle him, and he ran right through him back around the 25-yard line. Ole Miss going very quickly. LSU doesn't have a defense out there. There's a snap. Mazzoli hands it off, and a flag is thrown. LSU had people running all over the place and didn't have anybody set. The tackle was made after a gain of only about a yard, but let's see if LSU had too many men out there, because there were people still running onto the field when the ball was snapped. They're talking to LSU, though, so maybe it was Ole Miss that had too many. Let's sort it out. But they got the snap off, and LSU did not have
the officials
the
marked the ball ready to play.
Hard to snap. Illegal substitution on the offense. Defense, I'm sorry. 5-yard penalty. Makes first down.
All right.
Well, let me see. If that was too many men on the field, that's one thing. But to have an illegal substitution on defense otherwise, I don't know how you do that.
Well, it wasn't on defense. It was on offense.
Yeah,
it was on defense. Yeah. I don't know. All I can tell you is that you saw what I did.
Oh, yeah. Looked like LSU wasn't ready.
LSU had guys running onto the field as the play was snapped, and so it's 1st and 5. Lone receiver on the right side. In the backfield, Bolden and Scott with Mazzoli in the shotgun. Waiting on the snap, there it is. Mazzoli, play action fake. Deep drop to throw. Pump fake, going for the home run ball. Far sidelines. Incomplete. Interference.
I cannot believe that call. They called pass interference on a play. The ball was not catchable for one thing, but it was not pass interference at all. It was excellent coverage by Morris Claiborne on the far side on a fly pattern, a go pattern. Morris Claiborne had inside position. My goodness. I guess in the twilight, some people can't see very well, and that official certainly did not see that one properly. It's a shame he's not the one that called it over here on the sideline, on the hash mark.
Well, he's got his hand on it. Now they lock hands, and he's got his arm around him as we watch the replay. But
well, it looked like they were holding hands. The Ole Miss guy was trying to pull Claiborne, push Claiborne's
bottom line
hand away.
is it's 1st and 10 Ole Miss at the LSU 44-yard line.
You got it.
Two receivers right, split back formation, Mazzoli under center. Hands the ball away and stacked up for a yard loss is Enrique Davis. Baker, a nice job there, and it'll be 2nd down and 11. Listen up, Tigers. Go to LSUsports.net and register for a chance to win 2 tickets to an LSU home basketball game and come visit us. You also have a chance to win the LSU versus Auburn grand prize package, which includes free Taco Bell food once a week for a year, awarded in the form of $300 in Taco Bell gift cards. Behind the scenes, presented by Taco Bell. 2nd down and 11. 3 receivers right. Shotgun formation. Mazzoli and Bolden in the backfield. Man in motion near side. Mazzoli, play action fake. Rolls far side, wants to throw. Being chased and tries to turn the corner. He throws anyhow out of bounds. That's smart football. He was going to be run out of bounds for a big loss, and he just threw it away, and it's 3rd down and 10. Boy, this crowd is upset. They are really into it, and let's hope that this LSU football team can feed off of that.
Well, this is an LSU Ole Miss game. You know, I said at the beginning, whatever it looks like before it starts, it's going to turn into this. And it's turned into it. And it's been a rock'em sock'em game. A lot of good plays, a lot of bad plays, a lot of missed opportunities for LSU, but the crowd coming alive right now on 3rd down and 10 for Ole Miss.
Huge play here. 3 receivers right and 2 left. Mazzoli is back there by himself. Line of scrimmage, the LSU 45. There's the snap. Here comes the Tiger all-out blitz, and the pass is complete, short of the 1st down. I mean, they were bringing the house, and Mazzoli with that very quick release got the complete pass down to the 34-yard line, and it's 4th down and 2 or 3, and you know that Ole Miss is going to go here.
And, Jim, when I say passes completed between the hash marks, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The short pass to a quick receiver right in front of the quarterback where the ball doesn't have to go anywhere. It gets there so quickly you can't defend it. It's easy to catch, and Ole Miss about 1.5 yards short of the 1st down.
2 receivers left and 1 right. Pistol formation, Davis and Mazzoli. Waiting on the snap, there it is. And Mazzoli keeps it himself, trying to turn the corner, and he gets the 1st down. He just was too fast. The Tiger defender could not catch up with him, and that is Carnell Hatcher, who had an angle on him, but he could not catch up with him, and Ole Miss converts again. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Ole Miss is 3 of 3 on 4th down conversions in the ballgame. This started at their 10. It's at the LSU 33. 2 receivers right and 1 left. Mazzoli hands the ball off and finding great running room. 25-20. Out of bounds at the 19-yard line is Bolden. And LSU's defense just is being stymied by this offense that Ole Miss is running.
Well, LSU
14 yards on that one.
LSU's not making the critical plays on the several plays ago. Ole Miss had 3rd and 10, and LSU allows them to pick up 8 yards, 8.5 yards on the play, rather than make that the big defensive play where you either sack the quarterback or you tackle him behind the line for a loss. And LSU's got to come up with such a play defensively. They have not for most of this game.
2 receivers left and 1 right. Mazzoli is back there by himself. 1st and 10 just inside the LSU 20. Man in motion. Mazzoli gives it to him, trying to turn the corner, and he does. 15-10. He's all the way down to the 6-yard line. 1st and goal to go. And I think there's another flag thrown on LSU for a late hit out of bounds.
I don't think it'll be a late hit. I think it's going to be helmet-to-helmet contact. It's the only place you could have tackled the guy. He had his head down on the sideline. The defender coming over to Rand Matthew to make the tackle, and the official threw the flag. You know, it's amazing.
Contact with the crown of the helmet. That's the distance to the goal. 4th down.
It's amazing, Jim, when a ball carrier presents one target for you to hit, and that's his helmet. You got to hit him with your helmet. There's no other part you can hit than his helmet.
Boy, penalties have been a big part of this drive, and Ole Miss is 1st and goal at the LSU 3-yard line. Mazzoli in the shotgun and hands it off. Going to the outside for an easy touchdown is Bolden.
And Jim, here's where the failure to convert good field position into touchdowns instead of field goals comes back to bite you. Ole Miss converts a field position from their own 10-yard line on a 90-yard drive into a touchdown.
That's exactly
LSU
right.
LSU can't convert from the opponent's 1-yard line other than field goals.
And here is a try for the point after to give Ole Miss the lead. It will be Rose. And there's the snap, and the kick is up, and Ole Miss has taken the lead in this game. 4 minutes and 34 seconds to play in the third. Ole Miss 24, LSU 23 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Today we salute you, Mr. Unathletic Sports Talk Radio guy. You know everything there is to know about the world of sports, except how to play them.
No coordination.
You talk sports for 8 hours a day, which is 7 hours and 45 minutes more than anyone listens.
Is anybody out there?
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, Mr. Unathletic supporter.
Mr. Unathletic Sports Talk Radio.
Bud Light beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
7 days a week you get more. Pick 4. Listen what I'm saying, 'cause everybody's playing. So many ways you can choose. To pick 4. Pick the way you wanna play. Pick 4 numbers every day. It's time to get in the groove. We pick 4. Every day there's 5,000 you could win. Just pick 4 numbers if you wanna jump in. You get more with pick 4.
Must be at least 21 to purchase. Today's third quarter is presented by Napa Auto Parts and Napa Auto Care Centers, where you always get Napa know-how.
Well, Ole Miss just put together their second, I believe it's their second, no, they had an 80-yard drive. This is a 90-yard drive, 11 plays, 90 yards, used 5:11 on the clock, and several penalties that aided them. A 3-yard run by Bolden. He is 86 yards on 14 carries and has scored 2 touchdowns. 3 LSU penalties on that drive really made the difference. This crowd is angry. This crowd is motivated. Let's see if this LSU football team is.
Well, Jim, I tell you, LSU having a really hard time trying to stop that spread during the break. You ask the question, and it's a great question. Why can't LSU stop those plays out of the spread? And the reason I think is the same as it was in the Auburn game. They get back on their heels defensively instead of being aggressive and take chances. And sometimes you got to take chances and try to make a big play in the backfield just to disrupt the timing. They stay on the line of scrimmage, they get back on their heels, and they allow ball carriers to get their shoulders turned upfield and make cuts on it. And Ole Miss has a lot of fast people, as we have seen on their offensive team. You don't know their names, but you're going to know them by the end of this game because they're just youngsters. And they've done a really fine job of preparing an offensive game plan, and consequently are ahead of LSU 24-23.
31 rushes for 187 yards for Ole Miss. They have scored 3 rushing touchdowns. Ritter will kick it away, and it's a bouncer picked up at the 30, at the 35, at the 40, and the ball is loose, and Ole Miss has got it. Holy cow. Well, it bounced right into the hands, in the belly of Luke Muncy, I believe it is. And Muncy was just cut in half by an Ole Miss defender, and the ball went straight up in the air, and Ole Miss recovered, and Muncy is flat on his stomach. And Ole Miss will have it 1st and 10 at the LSU 41-yard line, I do believe.
Well, the Ole Miss strategy paid off, and that is to keep the ball away from the deep return men, make one of the other guys short. As a matter of fact, LSU put Russell Shepard in as one of the shorter men. That time the ball didn't go all the way past the 3rd level. Muncy caught it, and instead of going forward and then hitting the deck, because he's not a ball carrier and he's not used to that, he took a gigantic lick. The ball flew up in the air. Ole Miss recovered it, and they've got it 1st down on the LSU 44-yard line. And Muncy down on the ground being attended to right now. He took a tremendous wallop. Didn't see anybody complain that that was with a helmet, did you?
No.
Which it was, matter of fact.
No, I did not. Well, Doug, helmets bang together on every play out there.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Every play, helmets bang together, and they don't throw the flag.
I am with you, Jim.
Let's take the timeout. 4:28 to go in the third quarter. Ole Miss leads LSU 24-23 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
New voice messages.
Mike, it's Taylor, your favorite all-pro running back. Man, you missed my 46-yard TD run last night. Dinner with your wife is more important than the team? Whatever.
Yo, Mike, it's Buckner, the center for your hoops team. What's with you hitting the hardware store while I'm in a playoff game? Thanks a lot.
In sports, any second can be the second. Download game highlights, scores, and stats with the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Certain geographic auto monthly charges and restrictions apply. Mobile broadband not available in all areas. See store for details.
Adam and Nina Rottello have a lot to figure out about managing their spending.
He takes care of the finances, but I meddle.
She wants to know what's going on. Everybody should. That's why State Farm agents are there with a free discount double check to make sure drivers are getting the discounts they deserve, like 17% for combining car and home policies.
Basically, when you get a good deal, you win.
We want to win.
State Farm is there. Discounts may vary state to state.
Today's third quarter is presented by Napa Auto Parts and Napa Auto Care Centers, where you always get Napa know-how.
Well, Muncie is being helped off the field. He really got his bell rung, and now the LSU defense is in a very precarious position. They just gave up an 11-play, 90-yard touchdown drive to Ole Miss, and now they've got to get the ball back for the Tiger offense, and the Rebels will start 1st and 10 at the Tiger 44-yard line. LSU Athletics would like to thank this week's game sponsor, Cox Communications, the official communications partner of LSU Athletics. And help Napa Auto Parts, Napa Auto Care Centers, and the United Way help folks that suffered losses during the recent oil spill through Napa's Save Our Shore campaign. Go to UnitedWayGulfCoast.org for more information. Receivers, 2 on the right, 1 on the left. Mazzoli back there by himself, man in motion. And he fakes it, takes it himself, and is hit at the line of scrimmage and pushed back. He may not have gotten to the line of scrimmage.
That's Teran Matthew. What an outstanding play. He came into the backfield. He made sure that the fake back, the one that didn't take the ball, in fact, didn't have it. Once he was assured of that, he directed his attention to Mazzoli, who was trying to go off the left side, and he tried to rip the ball out and actually made Mazzoli tackle himself by going to the ground to protect the ball. So a great play once again by Teran Matthew.
2 receivers right and 1 left. Mazzoli in the shotgun by himself. Man in motion. He's got the ball. Mazzoli drops back to throw, drops back deep. Now he's going to try to run, and he slips a tackle and throws it downfield, incomplete. Nice job by Patrick Peterson to go over and deflect that, as Mazzoli, boy, he's 100% tonight. He was about to be tackled, and he ripped off a pass to Neat, and had it not been a really fine play by Peterson, that may have been complete, as they were trying to chase him down way back around the 45-yard line.
LSU with very good pressure on Mazzoli, but he still escaped it, and he threw a perfect pass to Neat. Peterson came up with a very fine defensive play. 3rd down and 10.
And they set up the wedge formation with 4 receivers over on the left and 1 on the right. Mazzoli back there by himself. Throws near side, and it is a screen, complete, but the Tigers stack it up at the 40-yard line. Complete to Herman, and getting over there quickly was Teran Matthew and Patrick Peterson. Carnell Hatcher, I think, was also there.
Ole Miss got good blocking out there. They come out with 4 people, and all 4 of them are eligible receivers. They throw the ball to 1 in the backfield, and the other 3 go and block, and LSU only has 3 defenders.
Now, here is a great challenge for the LSU defense. Ole Miss is 3 for 3 on 4th down conversions, and they're going again. At the LSU 40, 4th down and 6. 2 receivers right and 1 left. Mazzoli in the shotgun. There's a snap. Oh, he's going to kick it. And he punts it towards the end zone, and it's going to go into the end zone. So that was the quick kick to try to catch LSU off guard. It went in the end zone anyhow, so LSU will get it. And a great job by the defense there, Doug, to get the ball back. It'll be 1st and 10 LSU at the 20-yard line. And now the offense will try to have some success here with 2:50 to play in the third quarter and trailing by 1. Listen to Les Miles talk about the upcoming game on the Les Miles Show, presented by Capital One Bank from 7 to 8 p.m. each Wednesday, live at TJ Ribs on Acadian. Check your local listings for the LSU Sports Radio Network affiliates in your area. Receivers on both sides. That's the third punt of the year from Rizzoli. He averages 45. Kicked that one in the end zone. I formation. Option play. Jefferson kicks it out far side, and this is Ford, I believe. And he's across the 25 up to the 26-yard line for a nice gain of about 6 on the play. Michael Ford has really good speed, deceptive speed for his size.
And Spencer Ware back in the game now. Ford comes out. LSU with a second down and about 4.5 to go for the first down. A good first down pickup.
Yep.
Jim on the play. Ruben Randall in, split to the far left, and Russell Shepard also in the slot.
2:16 to go in the third quarter. 24-23 Ole Miss. Shotgun formation. Jefferson has a man in motion. Fakes the handoff, drops back to throw, looks downfield, no place to go. He's running across and he gets away from one defender, has the first down, and goes out of bounds on the far side of the field. An excellent move, an excellent read by Jefferson. The pocket was collapsing on him, and he sprinted to the outside and picked up 13 and a Tiger first down.
Jim, I'll tell you something, though, that is becoming more obvious as the game goes along. Ole Miss is not very good in the secondary, yet LSU's quarterbacks are not able to find the open receivers, and they're having to escape out of the pocket. That time, what Ole Miss wants LSU to do is to show that they can beat them passing, and LSU hadn't done it yet.
2 receivers right and 1 left. Shepard in the backfield with Jefferson in the shotgun. And he has handed, he faked it and kept it again, Jefferson did. Faked it to Shepard coming to the near side, and Jefferson went up the middle across the 40 to about the 42, 43-yard line for a gain of 4. I swear, I thought there for a moment Shepard was going to throw the ball.
Yeah.
It looked like that they had handed
they
it to him.
It very well. But you need to rip off more than 4 yards when you have a fake that is that good.
Yep. Second down and 6 for the Tigers at their 43. 1:14 to go in the third quarter. 24-23 Ole Miss. 2 receivers right. Ford in the backfield by himself. Jefferson under center. Play action fake. Jefferson wants to throw. Can't find anybody. Oh, he's in trouble and hangs it up for grabs and throws it out of bounds. And again, Doug, exactly like you said, for whatever reason, the Tiger quarterbacks can't find a receiver. I don't. There's a flag on the play. That's a holding against LSU. They'll refuse that.
39-yard line.
Well, Ole Miss is just getting to the quarterback, particularly this half, particularly right now. They're taking their shots.
On the offense, number 42. The penalty is 10 yards for the previous.
Well, actually, they're going to take the penalty.
Second down.
Yeah, they're going to take it. That'll move LSU back to about second down and 15 or 16.
LSU has had 7 penalties for 68 yards in the game. Ole Miss 4 for 40. 59 seconds left to play in the third.
And Jim, whereas early in the game, the LSU running game had big gashes to run in, they've not had those since about the first quarter.
3 receivers right and 1 left. Shotgun formation. Jefferson with the ball. Straight back to throw. Looking, still looking. And he throws, and it is incomplete. Now, why wasn't that a flag? Please, there it finally comes. That was obvious pass interference, and I didn't think anybody was ever going to throw the flag in the direction of Tolliver, and the flag came out.
I think the ball was tipped. That's why they didn't throw it. The officials closest to the ball didn't throw it. I think the ball got tipped at the line after Jefferson threw it.
During the play, the ball was tipped prior to the contact.
Okay.
Therefore, there was no foul for pass interference. Fourth down. Third down.
Well, the LSU offense, Doug, is just going to have to reach deep down somewhere and find something.
You bet. That's
just
exactly
something
right.
that they have not been able to find in this game.
33-yard line.
3rd and 16. This would be a pretty good chance for it to, pretty good time for it to happen right here. With 32 seconds left in the third, trailing 24-23. 3 receivers right and 1 left. Shotgun formation and a whistle. Okay, did LSU request that, or?
Well, it was tipped.
Well, they're going to check and see if it was.
Well, we saw it. They ran the replay. It was tipped. I mean,
well,
it was tipped on the play.
Don't they have?
And then when
doesn't the replay guys have access to the same things that we see? Or
right, that's what I'm saying.
Or do they not see it until after they call for it?
Well, when
watch
the play
it
was being run, it was tipped.
Yeah,
and it was
it's
tipped.
obviously tipped.
Yeah.
So I can't believe that the replay guys are doing that. I'm Jordy. Let's go see if we can find out. Jordy, let's go down and ask Jordy for an AT&T sideline report. Jordy, did LSU ask for that?
I did not see them ask for it. I did not see LSU ask for it.
Okay.
That doesn't mean they didn't, but from my vantage point, I saw no one go to the official and ask.
Well, he didn't take a timeout off the board, so I guess it was an official replay. So it's 3rd down and 16, and the Tigers really, really need.
So we know, Jim, there's at least one official on this crew that the referee doesn't trust because he reviewed that official's call that the ball was tipped that nobody was complaining about. That's amazing to me.
3rd and 16. 3 receivers right and 1 left. Shotgun formation. Jefferson waiting for the snap, and there it is. Ole Miss is coming. Jefferson looking and throws way downfield. It is short, and Randall takes it in. Randall went back and got it and goes out of bounds at the 28-yard line. The ball was coming down short. Randall had the peace of mind to go back and get it, and it's a 39-yard completion.
Well, they nudge. They call those nudges in basketball, don't they? And that was really not much of a nudge. Great hands catch by Randall.
Yeah, and the Tigers are going quickly.
Yeah, trying to buy some space.
3 receivers left and 1 right. Jefferson in the shotgun, throws it. It is caught and downed immediately at the 25-yard line. D'Angelo Peterson made the catch. Gain on the play of 4. An AT&T sideline report with Jordan.
You know, it's kind of like when you have a great basketball player. Sometimes you just throw it up to the rim and tell him to go get it if he's not open. That's what they did to Ruben Randall. Give your guys a chance to make a play.
2nd down and 7, but we'll find out what the next play is in the 4th quarter because that's the end of the 3rd. And we go to the 4th and final quarter with the score, Ole Miss 24, LSU 23. The Tigers are in great position. Can they get it in the end zone? They've struggled with that tonight. We'll find out when we come back on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Only Cox Advanced TV makes it easy to control what you watch when you want it. While the other guys offer DVR, only Cox offers DVR plus thousands of hours of free on-demand programming, including hit primetime shows on demand. With the other guys, you have to record primetime shows if you want to watch them later. But with Cox, you can simply watch them anytime on demand free. Plus choose from the latest hit movies on demand. It's never been easier. Cox Advanced TV gives you more control that you won't find anywhere else.
A Texaco text message from Mike.
I'm an auto tech, as an automobile technician, but people think mechanic. It's a lot more complicated than that these days. I use a computer way more than a wrench, but some things are still the same, like a clean engine performs better, and no gasoline cleans better than Texaco with Techron.
People who know cars trust the unbeatable cleaning power of Texaco with Techron.
Maybe we need a new title like Gear Gurus or Motor Masters, Engineers. Hey.
Texaco with Techron. Trust your car to the star.
Like the LSU Fighting Tigers, NOLA Lending is your home team. Buying a new home or refinancing? NOLA Lending has the absolute lowest rates and fastest loan approvals guaranteed. Thousands of families have received the lowest rates on their dream home. NOLA Lending has numerous offices across the Gulf South region, making the home loan process quick and easy. Ask anyone. NOLA Lending does it best. From one home team to another, go Tigers! Visit NOLALending.com.
Today's 4th quarter is presented by Woman's Hospital. Woman's exceptional care centered on you.
Riggs On is your gateway to the oil and gas industry, and the 2010 Football National Champion won't be crowned for a few months, but for the 33rd straight year, Ford F-Series is the national champ, America's best-selling truck. Check out the F-Series, the official truck of tailgating during Truck Month at your local Southern Quality Ford dealers. Here is, okay, let's go down for Sideline Report, AT&T, with Jordy Hulbert.
Well, I've got a strange story here. Someone, I'm told by campus police, from the south end zone, upper deck, flipped over the yellow fence railing, landed below. He's okay. He was caught by some fans in the stands. Those that caught the fan that fell over had to be transported to the hospital. So we don't know the status of all of them, but some guy fell out of the stands, landed down in the lower area, and the people that caught him have to go to the hospital.
Well, God bless them. I hope that they're okay. That's
well, I bet they didn't know they were getting ready to catch him either. I mean, if he landed on top of them.
That's a terrible thing to happen when you're trying to enjoy a football game. So we hope them the very, very best. All right, second down and 7 for LSU. I formation, lone receiver on the right side. Jefferson under center. Waiting on the snap. And play action fake. He wants to throw, and he does. Wide open at the 5 and down to the 3-yard line. That is Chase Clement. The tight end got open, and the Tigers are again first and goal to go, this time at the 3-yard line.
That's that pass kind of in the middle of the field. That's open an awful lot, and I'm glad LSU ran it to the tight end, Chase Clement, because he's not going to be covered because the linebackers can't get deep quick enough, and the safeties are split out. Clement wide open. Nice reception. First and goal for LSU. Another opportunity, Jim, to take it in.
Tigers got to get it in the end zone. I formation. Ridley is the running back. Jefferson under center. Waiting on the snap. Jefferson trying to go somewhere, and he pushes down to the goal line. Did he get in? Not quite. Yes! There's the late signal. Jefferson on a delay quarterback keep pushed it into the end zone, and the Tigers score the touchdown.
Well, however, they got a touchdown out of it, and that's great effort by Jordan Jefferson because he did not have a lot of room to run in. He was under center in the I formation. He got hit immediately, but he glanced off to the right side and tried to find the goal line. I bet they're going to review this now before LSU has an opportunity to do anything.
Tigers look like they're going to go for 2. And Jefferson will go under center. Now there comes the whistle, and Nutt wants it. He's called for the review. Well, actually, I don't guess he called for a review. He just called the timeout. So it is 29 to 24 right now, and LSU is going to go for 2. While we have this opportunity, let's pass along the stats. We didn't get a chance to give you the third. Let's go back down to Jordy.
Couple of things. One, LSU was adamantly trying to get the officials to spot the ball on the right hash mark. Normally, they ask the offense on that situation, where do you want the ball? The officials never did, so LSU kind of got saved by the timeout call there by Ole Miss. I was a little bit premature in my comment earlier about a fan falling. I was told by a campus policeman that he fell from the upper deck. Now I am told he didn't fall from the upper deck. It was from the lower deck, just a couple of rows. So thank goodness for that. And I'm told that he's okay, but someone did have to go get some help. So just want to verify that and confirm I was in error on that, but got it confirmed by some LSU officials. Everything is good.
Okay, it's unfortunate one way or the other, but we appreciate the update there. Now, while we're having the timeout, let me pass along the third quarter cumulative stats. Ole Miss 16 first downs, LSU 13. Ole Miss 186 yards on 32 rushes, LSU 152 yards on 28. The Rebs 10 of 16 passing, Mazzoli 71 yards. Jefferson and Lee combined 10 of 17 for 183. So 257 yards for Ole Miss, 335 for LSU. Time of possession, Ole Miss 24-22, LSU 20-38. And the Tigers, since that time, have regained the lead.
And LSU has gotten the officials to set the ball up, not on the right hash, but between the extra point hash mark and the right hash, halfway in between there.
Receivers on both sides. Lone running back is Ford. Jefferson under center, trying for 2. Runs the option, gives it to Tolliver, and Tolliver is going to try to get it in the end zone. He doesn't have a chance, and he didn't get it back but to about the 3. So LSU tried a little razzle-dazzle, and Ole Miss disallowed it. And with 14:22 to go in the ball game, it is LSU 29, Ole Miss 24 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
LSU student Casey Connell is from Monroe, Louisiana.
I've actually led Purple and Gold since my first night in Tiger Stadium when I was 8. The service learning classes are the most outstanding thing I have ever done in my life. If you want to go somewhere that has tradition, that has spirit, has great faculty that wants the best for their students, LSU is really where you should go.
Live the gold at LSU. Visit lsu.edu/gold. LSU student Cassandra Rideau is from Opelousas, Louisiana.
I believe LSU is a great school as far as their academics. It may be a little harder, but it gives me a challenge and it teaches me more. You learn so much. They give you so many opportunities. I love so much about LSU. It's actually the only school I applied to. It was just a warm environment for me. I've loved it from day one.
Live the gold at LSU. Visit lsu.edu/gold.
Tonight's fourth quarter is presented by Woman's Hospital. Woman's exceptional care centered on you.
All right, we'll give you all the stats and facts on that drive in just a second. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Scoring drive presented by the Louisiana Highway Safety Commission. A very nice 80-yard, 8-play drive for LSU. Used 3:28 off the clock. A 3-yard run by Jefferson scored the touchdown, but the try for two was no good. And so it is 29-24 LSU with 14:22 to play in the ball game. With the touchdown, Albertsons tosses in another turkey for Thanksgiving to the Louisiana Food Bank. And we're ready to go. As Jasper will kick it away to Scott and Herman, kicking from right to left. It was a 10-10 tie score at the end of the first quarter, 20-17. LSU led it. At halftime, Ole Miss led it 24-23. Going into the fourth, Tigers lead it now 29-24. Television has just given us permission to play, and Jasper advances. And he's hit that one really well. It's going to go back to the goal line. 5, 10, 15, and off he goes. Still going all the way to the 40-yard line. That's Scott, and the LSU kickoff team has been blistered a little bit tonight. Now the Ole Miss returns. That's the second, if I'm not mistaken, 41-yard kickoff return. And the Rebs will start at the 41-yard line. So the Tiger defense digs in. LSU Athletics would like to thank this week's game sponsor, Cox Communications, the official communications partner of LSU Athletics. 7 kickoff returns for 185 yards for Ole Miss tonight. 2 receivers right and 1 left. Mazzoli in the shotgun. Passes it near side. It's complete at the 35 and out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Bolden, and a flag goes down. I think Ole Miss came in late, didn't they?
They did come in late, yeah.
All right, the tackle was made on the near side by Carnell Hatcher, I think, of Bolden, and then an Ole Miss player came in and...
Massey came over and blocked. Play was over. The official saw it immediately and flicked the flag out there.
Yeah, the play only got back about to the line of scrimmage anyhow. And so that's going to be a personal foul. At least I think it is. They're still talking about it.
After the play was over, personal foul, offense number 79. The penalty is 15 yards. Come in to run. The down counts. Second down.
And a down counts.
That's the best of all penalties. The play was over, so the 15 yards gets marked off, and the play counted in addition to that. So there was a loss on the play, plus after the play, there was a block. Official saw it clearly and threw the flag right away.
Yep.
The linesman.
So it is now 2nd and 25, back at the Ole Miss 26-yard line. 29-24 LSU. Receivers on both sides, shotgun formation, man in motion. Mazzoli gives it to him, and he breaks past one defender and another and gets a lot of it back, but is down to the 29-yard line. That is the little guy, Jeff Scott, and it will be 3rd down and long. Boy, he's hard to find out there. And 8 yards, he's only 5'8" and 170. He is just a freshman. But it is 3rd down and about 17.
They always find a little guy who's a scat back and faster than everybody else, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Now here's that 4-receiver pattern. The wedge on the right, lone right receiver on the left. Mazzoli back there by himself. Tigers with a 3-man front. There's the snap. He fakes and throws down the far sidelines. It is caught for a 1st down. Are you kidding me? Harris made the catch, and Ole Miss again comes up with the huge play, 23 yards on that one. They had single coverage on the far side, and they just flat beat the LSU defender.
Well, this was a nice play. They had 4 out on the right side. All receivers now. Those are all eligible. Mazzoli took the snap. He looked that way and faked the throw, then turned back to the left and threw it a back shoulder fade to Harris, who made the catch, broke 1 tackle, and then picked up more yards for the first down.
At the LSU 43, shotgun formation. Mazzoli hands it away, and after about a 2-yard gain, Jeff Scott goes down around the LSU 43-yard line. He may have gotten only a yard. It depends on where they spot it. Actually, they put it at the 42. So
Jim,
that's a gain of about 2.
You asked the question about the spread offense. You see on that play where the line of scrimmage itself moved upfield as the play was going on rather than LSU controlling it with aggressive play at the defensive front. And because that offense puts you back on your heels and you lose your aggression.
Receivers on both sides, man in motion out of the shotgun. Mazzoli, straight drop to throw, pressured, throws across the way, it's complete, but he is ganged up in and tackled there for a loss. The pass was complete to Bolden, and the Tiger defense smelled that one out. LeVar Edwards was there along with others for a 5-yard loss on the play, and here is one of those big third down plays again. And Ole Miss has just really been a lot successful on 3rd and 4th down conversions tonight, and long conversions. They just converted 3rd and 17. Now it's 3rd and 15. 2 receivers on both sides, Bolden and Mazzoli in the shotgun at the LSU 48-yard line. There's the snap. Tigers coming. Mazzoli over the middle. It's complete, and a first down. Well, he might be just a little bit short, but they're going to go for it. It depends on where they spot it, but again, it was just a huge play, a 13-yard play on 4th down, and credit that to Mazzoli's ability to get the ball away so quickly.
And that's just the pitch and catch. You have the big receiver, you throw the ball to him on a short post, let him catch it.
3 of 3 on 4th down conversions, and it is 4th down and less than 2. Mazzoli hands the ball, turning the corner near side, and he is going to get the first down, and that is Bolden. So they are 4 of 4 on 4th down conversions now. Ran out of bounds inside the LSU 30. It is 1st and 10 Ole Miss at the Tiger 29. 10:41 to go in the ball game. LSU he just ran right by Patrick Peterson, who could not get the angle on him. And it is 1st and 10 at the LSU 27-yard line. Tiger defense trying to dig in. Receivers on both sides, I formation. Mazzoli hands it off quickly to Davis, and Davis is stacked up after a short gain. At about the 26-yard line, may have gotten a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Drake Nevis, Tyrann Mathieu there to make the stop. 10:11 to go in the game. LSU 29, Ole Miss 24.
Tiger 26.
Here at Tiger Stadium.
Well, Jim, these are all big plays, aren't they?
Yes,
LSU made a nice first down play, but what they've got to come up with is the big play on the right down, and they've not been able to do that as Ole Miss continues to be successful on the long yardage downs.
3 receivers right and 1 left. Shotgun formation. There's the snap to Mazzoli. He fakes it, keeps it himself, and is going to be stopped after, he kept going all the way down to the 20-yard line. Looked like they had him stopped, and they just couldn't get him on the ground. But they're going to say his forward progress was stopped at the 27, a gain of 5. And so it's going to be 3rd down and 5. But Ole Miss is in 4th down territory. They ain't going anywhere. Ball is at the LSU 22-yard line. 3rd down and 5. 4 receiver pattern, 2 on both sides, pistol formation. Davis, Mazzoli in the backfield. Waiting on the snap, and there it is. Mazzoli tries to keep it himself, and he's going to break it, and he may score. He's at the 5, he's in the end zone.
This is reminiscent, is it not, of about 3 weeks ago?
It's reminiscent of the LSU defense not being able to stop a spread offense.
And that's what I'm telling you. 3 weeks ago, we saw this in a different version with orange and blue rather than red and blue, but the result was the same. And Ole Miss and Jim, we get to a discussion now about whether LSU actually should have gone for 2 after the last touchdown.
Well, Ole Miss is
because Ole Miss is going
here.
for 2, and if they make 2, there's a 3-point differential, which means you can't win it with a field goal. You need a touchdown to win it. The field goal only ties you.
8:49 to go in the game, so there's a lot of time left. And now Ole Miss calls timeout. Houston Nutt just unhappy and called the timeout. So we got a 1-point game here. This is really discouraging in some instances.
Discouraging in a lot of instances.
The LSU struggling so hard and had opportunities to get in the end zone and couldn't. And then the Ole Miss offense, who just could do nothing against Tennessee last week, a team, that's really struggling this year. And they're coming in here against the #1 defense in the league, and they're just kind of running at will. So I guess we'll take the timeout. With 8:49 to go in the game, Ole Miss leads LSU 30-29 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
LSU student and Truman Scholar Devon Wade is from Houston, Texas.
I've grown in so many ways. LSU definitely has molded me in terms of researching, in terms of really chasing your dreams and working hard. Some people might have the idea that LSU is just a football school, but LSU is a top-tier research university. You have so many more opportunities that LSU has to offer.
Live the gold at LSU. Visit lsu.edu/gold. LSU student Joe Richardson is from Dallas, Texas.
When I got here, some of my first impressions just blew everything out of the water for me. The Texas schools are wonderful and I love them, but there's something about going to a place to where things are all going to be very brand new to you. And there's no experience that you can trade for that to coming to a place like LSU where there's so much opportunity. LSU is a wonderful choice.
Live the gold at LSU. Visit lsu.edu/gold.
Tonight's fourth quarter is presented by Woman's Hospital. Woman's exceptional care centered on you.
So Ole Miss now is going to go for 2. They have answered the LSU touchdown and have taken a 1-point lead. Woman's Hospital, not just babies. We also deliver exceptional care centered on the women of Louisiana, including orthopedic foot surgery, colonoscopies, and we are the leader in breast care. To learn more, log on to womans.org. At your neighborhood Associated Food stores, you'll find everything you need for your next tailgate party. So go ahead, Tigers, and sack them at your neighborhood Associated Food stores. And your signal reigns on America's largest and most reliable wireless network, Verizon, the official wireless provider of the LSU Tigers. All right, here's the LSU just now sending in a defensive player and bringing one off. That's Mo Claiborne coming out. And Ole Miss will go with 2 receivers on the right side. Man in motion coming to the near side out of the shotgun. Mazzoli rolls near side and throws the ball over the head of a wide open, and I do mean wide open, man in the end zone. That was Bolden. LSU Doug didn't have anybody within 5 yards of him, and Mazzoli just flat missed him. LSU got lucky there. I'll take it. 8:49 to go in the game, and it is a 1-point ball game, 30-29. LSU is about to get the ball back. Hopefully the Tigers can have a long, sustained drive, eat up most of the clock, and score a touchdown. We'll take the timeout on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Well, we're still catching every game, just a lot more from home than here in the stands, huh?
Yeah, and when we do get to go, Dad says we got to bring our own peanuts and stuff.
Looking for some extra ticket money this season? Let a State Farm agent do a free discount double check that could save you hundreds of dollars on car insurance.
We'll always be there for this team, even when we can't actually be here.
State Farm is there. Discounts may vary state to state.
Keep your car running stronger, longer at CarQuest Auto Parts.
Our 1-year free replacement batteries start at just $49.99 with exchange. 2-year free replacement batteries start at only $59.99 with exchange. Save $7 on Prestone Extended Life Antifreeze and Coolant after mail-in rebate. See store for details. Now through November 2nd at participating CarQuest Auto Parts locations. Great people, great products, great prices.
Roll in to CarQuest and roll on.
Today's fourth quarter is presented by Woman's Hospital. Woman's exceptional care centered on you.
LSU scored on their first drive in the fourth quarter to take a 29-24 lead. Missed a 2-point conversion attempt. And then Ole Miss comes right back with a 10-play, 59-yard drive. It took 5:24 off the clock, a 22-yard touchdown run by Mazzoli. Ole Miss went for 2 and missed. And so with 8:49 to go in the game, it's Ole Miss 30, LSU 29. The LSU women's basketball team, a winner tonight and this afternoon. They beat Seton Hall up in New Jersey 58-40. So they went up there and won both of those ball games. And are 2-2 on the year. Tomorrow afternoon, the men's basketball team will be in Tupelo, Mississippi to play Memphis with a 4 o'clock tip-off. Ritter will kick it away. Peterson and Brooks back deep. Capital One Bank is proud to be the official bank of LSU Athletics. Visit a branch to learn about the Double Rewards program. And I guess we're still in a television timeout.
Yeah, Red Hat is signaling.
Just now walking off the field. Okay. Now let's see if see what Ritter does. He's been squibbing the ball and bouncing it downfield. Let's see if he does it here. Waiting for him to advance on the football. And he does. He's going to let it go out of bounds, and it does. He missed that one pretty badly, and it went out of bounds on the near side of the field into the LSU bench. And so the Tigers will get it at the 40, and that's a great place to start a drive. Let's see if they can cash in. Today's game brought to you in part by State Farm. All season long, State Farm's proud to be there to salute your Tigers. By Budweiser, the great American lager that starts with a full flavor and ends with a crisp, clean finish. It's what we do. And by the Louisiana Lottery, a proud sponsor of LSU Athletics. Well, the Tiger offense has had lots of opportunities tonight, Doug. They've got another one here. See if they can cash it in. Jefferson in the shotgun. 2 receivers right. Waiting on the snap. Play action fake. He'll roll and he'll throw, and it is caught far side, and it is a first down at the 49-yard line. Reuben Randall grabbed it. It's about an 11 or a 12-yard gain. Jefferson has been really good tonight throwing the football. And they put it down between the 48 and 49-yard line.
And although there were 2 defenders over there, the play took long enough to develop for Randall to find a little crease for himself between those 2 guys, and Jefferson had the ball right to him for the first down.
2 receivers right and 1 left. Man in motion. Jefferson fakes the handoff, drops to throw, and he does, and it is caught near side. This is Tolliver. And he's got a first down at the Ole Miss 33-yard line. Jefferson now is 12 of 16 in the ball game. That's 15 yards right there. And it's 1st and 10 Tigers at the 33-yard line, and Michael Ford checks back into the ball game quickly. 2 receivers right and 1 left. Shotgun formation. Now Jefferson will look to the near sidelines. Ford is in the backfield with Jefferson in the shotgun. Jefferson 12 of 16, 227 yards passing tonight. Here is the snap. And the handoff to Ford, trying to turn the corner far side, looking for a block from Shepard, and he plows his way down and out of bounds. Shepard leading the interference over there, and he ran it out of bounds down around the 25-yard line. Gain on the play of about 8 yards will bring up 2nd and 2.
Good job.
Shepard really didn't make contact with anybody, but he was running interference for him.
Good job of blocking that. He shielded, he screened his defender away from Ford and gave Ford the chance to turn it upfield for about a 7-yard gain,
yeah,
6.5.
Actually, it's 6. We thought it was 8. It's 6, so it'll be 2nd down and 4. Receivers on both sides. There's the snap out of the shotgun. Toss far side. Ford at the 20, 15, still on his feet, 10. He's at the 5, and he's in for the score. And they won't call that one back.
flag here.
Well, maybe so.
This is after the play now.
Oh, after the play?
There's going to be a personal foul because one of the Ole Miss guys got in a tiff with Tolliver, and I think it was on the Ole Miss player that the flag was thrown.
Okay, the touchdown's going to stand 27 yards. And they're talking to LSU. Let's And so LSU, it is a penalty against Ole Miss, and Jordy is telling us.
After the play was over, personal foul, number 57 on the defense. A 15-yard penalty will be enforced for succeeding kickoff.
All right, that's good.
That's Jarrell Powell,
yeah,
defensive lineman, who I guess got a little frustrated at LSU now with a 35-30 lead. Going for two is about the only thing that you can do now that you have declared.
It's a little shovel over to Ford as we watch the replay, and I don't know if they would call that a pass or not. It might have been a shovel pass forward,
pass,
so that'll go down as a touchdown pass. Now 3 receivers right and 1 left. Murphy back there with Jefferson in the shotgun. Jefferson rolls to the far side, looking in the end zone. Still scrambling around. Now he's going to run it, and he ain't going anywhere. He threw it incomplete. So the Tigers missed on 2 consecutive 2-point tries. And with 7, a great effort, but he just couldn't find anybody to throw it to and tried to run it in, and they ganged up on him and hit him just as he tried to throw it towards the back of the end zone. So LSU has missed 2 consecutive 2-point tries, and Ole Miss has missed a 2-point try. And so with 7:30 to go in the ballgame, Reuben Randall looked to me like he was wide open in the end zone, but Jefferson was running away from him and didn't see him. 7:30 to go. It's LSU 35, Ole Miss 30 on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
It's a world of endless meetings, a place where the copier's always jamming and cubicle dwellers always dream of better digs. Yeah, this is the typical American office, and come 5 o'clock, this is America's beer, Budweiser. It's brewed with the finest natural ingredients for the perfect combination of flavor and refreshment.
Budweiser, the great American style lager.
Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. Please drink responsibly.
New voice messages.
Mike, it's Taylor, your favorite all-pro running back. Man, you missed my 46-yard TD run last night. Dinner with your wife is more important than the team? Whatever.
Yo, Mike, it's Buckner, the center for your hoops team. What's with you hitting the hardware store while I'm in a playoff game? Thanks a lot.
In sports, any second can be the second. Download game highlights, scores, and stats with the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Certain geographic auto-monthly charges and restrictions apply. Mobile broadband not available in all areas. See store for details.
Today's fourth quarter is presented by Woman's Hospital. Woman's exceptional care centered on you.
Scoring drive presented by the Louisiana Highway Safety Commission. A very nice 60-yard, 4-play drive. Took 1:19 off the clock. A 27-yard pass, a shovel pass from Jefferson to Ford for the touchdown, but the Tigers missed again, trying to go for 2 points. So Albertson donates another Thanksgiving turkey to the Louisiana Food Bank because of the Tiger touchdown. What a night for Jefferson, 13 of 17 for 254 yards. That was his 4th touchdown pass of the year, I believe, and he has thrown 1 interception tonight. Here's an AT&T sideline report with Jordy Hultberg.
Well, you know, they're going to take the penalty now, so Josh Jasper will kick off from his own 45-yard line. Going to be interesting to see what LSU does. Ole Miss has had great success returning kickoffs.
Yeah,
does he boob this all the way into the end zone? Does he kick it up high and short and let his team go down and cover? We'll see what Joe Robinson and Les Miles have decided to do on this.
Let's kick it out of the back of the end zone. What do you say?
Okay.
Jim, I want to revisit the 2-point attempt, if I might, for just a second.
Which one? There's been
the last one. Because
okay.
if LSU had kicked the extra point, it's a 6-point differential.
Yeah.
If Ole Miss scores a touchdown, even if they make 2, they only lead by 2, and an LSU field goal still wins the game. So that's a topic I think worthy of discussion in the future.
All right, Jasper is going to kick it as far as he can, and it does go out of the back of the end zone. It actually went up in the stands. And so the Tiger defense will try to stop Ole Miss from their 20-yard line. 254-yard passing for Jefferson is a career high. And so it's on the back of the Tiger defense line right now, but there is a world of time left in this game, 7:30 to go. XM is the best place to hear every LSU Tigers football game. plus basketball and baseball play-by-play of every SEC team. Visit xmradio.com/SEC to learn more. Tiger fans getting into it. 2 receivers right and 1 left. Shotgun formation. Bolden and Scott back there with Mazzoli. There's the snap. Hand off to Bolden, trying to go around the far side, and he keeps being missed by people. And they finally, about the 6th or 7th person that hit him, stops him at about the line of scrimmage. Claiborne and Adams had to go over and punt it, pick him off, but I tell you, he just would not go down and end up getting about 2 yards when he should have been stopped for no loss. LSU couldn't get him on the ground.
I tell you, he has proven to me that he can play running back in the SEC.
No kidding.
And that's what he wanted to do.
You're only going to say he got, well, no, that's closer to 8, so I'm going to say 2nd and 8. Receivers on both sides, man in motion out of the shotgun. Mazzoli fakes and wants to throw, and he does, and it is caught up around just a little short of the first down mark by Melvin Harris. No, it is the first down. It is. On the far side of the field, we couldn't see exactly where the official was going to decide to put it, but he put it just across the 30, and that's the first down. Just by the length of the football. 6:38 and ticking to go in the game. 35-30, LSU hanging on. 2 receivers right. Lone running back is Scott, and Mazzoli will go under center. Rolls back, hands off to Scott. Cuts to the outside and runs past one tackler and is so quick that before he can be tackled by Claiborne, he has 9 yards on the carry. So if you don't get him at the line of scrimmage, he's going to get a bunch of yards. And it's 2nd down and a yard for Ole Miss. At the 39-yard line, Tiger defense is going to have to dig in.
2nd down and a yard.
Coming up on the 6-minute mark. Lone receiver on the right side. Pistol formation. Mazzoli with the ball. And hands it up the middle to Bolden. He bounces off of a tackle, and then he's going to be thrown for a loss. That was a great play by Claiborne, who went back and got him at around the 35-yard line. He may have lost around 4 on the play. And it is 3rd down now.
And LSU stuffed the middle defensively. They forced Bolden to try to go to the outside on the left side, and Mo Claiborne made a tremendous play to swing Bolden around for the loss. 3rd down, about 5, a little bit longer than 5, maybe a few inches more. Big play of the game for Ole Miss. 5:15 remaining in the game.
2 receivers right. Lone running back is Scott. Mazzoli under center. Straight back to throw. Rolls near side. Coxon fires, and there's a man down here, and LSU has nobody near him. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5, and he scores. And a flag will be thrown for unsportsmanlike conduct, but again, Ole Miss hits LSU's defense with a huge play on 3rd down, 65 yards, and I want to tell you, there was nobody within maybe 25 yards of Summers. I mean, maybe 25 yards.
There was a corner blitz on the...
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 16 of the offense. That penalty will be enforced at the succeeding kickoff.
On the play, Teran Matthew blitzed from the left corner spot, and he normally is the cover man on the receiver on that side, which means the safety has to cover up for him under the call. The safety missed it. He blew the call. And Marquise Summers was up there by himself. Mazzoli with a great job. First the fullback picked off Matthews, so he couldn't get to Mazzoli. And then the ball was thrown down the field to a wide-open Marquise Summers, who had a great mismatch against the entire LSU defense and simply outran them to the goal line. So quickly, 4:57 remaining, and Ole Miss going for 2 here.
Well, there's a quick snap to Mazzoli. He's going to keep it himself. A flag is down, and Mazzoli did not get in the end zone. Let's see what the flag was all about, though. The tackle was made at about the 2-yard line. Let's see.
Illegal shift on the offense.
Okay.
The penalties decline. Try is no good.
All right, so that is 4 consecutive 2-point tries that have not happened. And they've got to kick it very deep, so LSU's got a good chance here, Doug. With 4 minutes and 57 seconds left to go in this game, trailing Ole Miss by 1, 36-35. Boy, this has been a slugfest, but...
it becomes a strategic game now. Because you look at the clock, it's 4:57 remaining. A field goal puts you 2 points up. a touchdown puts you more up than that. But you can't let the other team.
Math.
No, but you can't let the other team get the ball. So what the goal of the game is to manage your time so that whatever you score at the very end, because you don't want to give Ole Miss is scoring so quickly in this game, you don't want to give them more than maybe 5 seconds or 8 seconds on the clock, because there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to hold your lead.
Okay, I'll buy that.
So how do you do that?
Well, what you do, first of all, is make sure you score. You make sure you score. LSU has to get points on this drive, hopefully a touchdown, if not, at least a field goal. It was a 5-play, 80-yard drive, 65 yards of it on the pass from Mazzoli to Summers. Used 2:33 off the clock, and Ole Miss got a kickoff from their 15-yard line. So no mistakes here. Good offensive execution. And it is Ritter who has squibbed it all night. And he hits it deep this time. Real deep. Peterson at the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Down the far sidelines and out of bounds. Up around midfield. Good job by Patrick Peterson. And so LSU's offense has an excellent opportunity here. We'll find out for sure where they're going to spot the ball, because they haven't done it yet. Like about a 34-yard return. They're going to put it down at the LSU 49-yard line.
And it's going to be interesting to watch the coaches coach against each other on this series, because LSU, as you said, Jim, they've got to maintain possession and they want to score. And Ole Miss, though, they've got to cover up their secondary, but they also want to come up with a big play and get the ball back.
Shotgun formation. Jefferson with the snap and hands it off to Michael Ford, and Ford fights his way inside the 45 down to the 45, and that is good. Nice carry on the play. The clock runs, 7 yards gained. An AT&T sideline report with Jordy.
Josh Jasper warming up along the sidelines just in case. It's all you need.
3 receivers right and 1 left. Shotgun formation. Michael Ford and Jordan Jefferson in the shotgun. Clock is running. Well, no, it's not. It should. Now it is. It went from 24 to 22. There's the snap. Jefferson tosses it out. Ford, 45, 40. He's at the 35-yard line, and that is an LSU first down. Michael Ford having his coming out party tonight. 9 yards on that one.
And, Jim, that little option that they ran that time, it's the same option they ran to the right side for Ford's touchdown just a moment ago. And it is actually a forward pass. It's not a lateral. It's not a backward toss. It is a pass that is forward of parallel. And so it counts as a forward pass that time for another first down. And it's an effective play for LSU as long as you don't throw it in the path of a defender.
Now Stephen Ridley is back into the game. He's in the shotgun with Jefferson. 2 receivers right and 1 left. And Ridley is given the ball. No, Jefferson will keep it himself. And comes around the near side and is tackled at about the 28-yard line, a gain of 5. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Got 5 yards. Second down, 5. 30-yard line.
3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the game. Ole Miss leads LSU 36-35. The Tigers 2nd and 5 at the Ole Miss 30-yard line. Shepard is in the backfield with Jefferson now in a shotgun. 2 receivers right and 1 left. Man in motion. There's a snap. A fake to Shepard. Jefferson keeps it himself, cuts to the outside, and he's got the first down inside the 25. This very well could be Jordan Jefferson's career game tonight. Also, 6 yards he gained on the rush. And the play clock will start again with 2:51 to go in the game. LSU trailing by 1, 36-35, and Michael Ford checks back into the ball game.
And Ole Miss with only 1 timeout remaining. LSU's got all 3 of theirs.
Ball is at the 23-yard line. Jefferson looks to the near side. He's 13 of 17 for 254 yards, rushed for 45 yards. Waiting on the snap of the ball, and there it is. And he hands it off to Ford, and Ford pushes it back up the middle and gets inside the 20 to about the 19. And LSU doing a great job of just what you said, Doug.
Doing a good job of burning that time up.
Moving the ball and using up the clock as we have 2:10 to play in the game now. And Stephen Ridley checks back into the game. Now, is Ridley in there to carry the ball or as a decoy? Because Ole Miss is going to think he's in there to carry the ball, I would think.
Well, 1:55 remaining.
Well, the Tigers seem to be in no hurry here.
Yeah, well, LSU wants that time to run off the clock. They got the timeouts. They can let it run down to 1 second and call a timeout if they want it.
Well, it's down to 9. Jefferson in the shotgun. And there's the snap. And the handoff is straight up the middle to Ridley. And he's inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. No decoy, and it's 1 minute and 30 seconds to play in the game. And somebody called a timeout. I don't know if Ole Miss used their last one or LSU did, but with 1:29 to go, it's Ole Miss. They've just used their last timeout. Gain of 6 on the play. Don't become a victim to illegal contractors. Hire only Louisiana State registered or licensed contractors. For license or registration verification, please check the website out at lslbc.louisiana.gov. Louisiana licensed contractor. It's the law. AT&T Sideline Report with Jordy.
Well, 3 timeouts for LSU. You have a situation here, 3rd and 2. You try to pick up the first down. You run it toward the middle of the field. And if you can't get the first down, well, if you get the first down, great. If not, you really want to try and set it up in the middle of the field and let your great kicker go out there and kick the game-winning field goal. But, boy, a first down would be sweet.
Yeah, you're right
about that. It would be sweet.
LSU is only 2 of 9 on 3rd down attempts tonight. And it is 3rd down and a long 1 yard at the Ole Miss 14.
And you know what's interesting is if they would run a play-action pass, they would score a touchdown on this play because Ole Miss is going to be coming up trying to stop this run.
Receivers on both sides out of the shotgun. Jefferson and Ridley in the backfield. There's the snap. And the handoff to Ridley. Ridley's at the 5 and 10. He's down to the 6. It is 1st and goal to go for LSU.
That's the ideal thing that could have happened. LSU keeps the clock running. Ole Miss has no timeouts left. And as long as you maintain possession of the football and don't get rid of it, don't fumble it, don't intercept it.
LSU is in great position to win this game. Clock is down to 1:13. And LSU is letting it tick away.
This has been a fun game, hasn't it?
It has been fun. There's been a lot of exciting things happen. Less than a minute to play now. And the Tigers will set up in the shotgun. Play clock's down to 5. And there's the snap. And the handoff to Ridley. He's at the 5, and he's in for the score! Holy cow! Stephen Ridley took it in, and the Tigers score with 44 seconds left to play.
Outstanding drive for LSU. All on the ground that time. All on the ground as they go ahead of Ole Miss 41-36. Tigers are going to be going 4-2.
Have you ever seen a game where they've had 5 consecutive 2-point attempts?
I think LSU ought to run the play that Ole Miss ran, going for 2. Where Bolden was so wide open the ball was thrown over his head. That's a great play.
1, 2, 3. This will be 4 straight. No, 4. This is 5 straight.
That's right. Ole Miss has tried 2 and missed. LSU's tried 2 and missed.
41-36 LSU with 44 seconds to play in the game. So the Tigers will try it again. And it is Shepard and Jefferson in the shotgun. 2 receivers right and 1 left. All right, there is the snap. Jefferson will run it himself, and he may get in, and he does! Give the game ball to Jordan Jefferson tonight. What a great run as he picked his way through the Ole Miss defense. Jefferson with the 2-point conversion. And with 44 seconds left, LSU leads Ole Miss 43-36.
A good play call, a good fake to Russell Shepard, and Ole Miss may very well have thought that Shepard was going to get it. You know, a play that really played prominently, Jim, into that was Marquise Summers touchdown play where he dove into the end zone foolishly.
Yeah.
Gave LSU great field position, and the Tigers took it down on an all-rushing drive. 44 seconds remaining. LSU is going to be kicking it to Ole Miss, and they still have some plays to play before this thing becomes a victory.
No question about it. I mean, Ole Miss has shown that they can strike from anywhere on the field. Here is the scoring drive presented by the Louisiana Highway Safety Commission. A 51-yard, 8-play drive. Took 4:08 off the clock. 7-yard run by Ridley. Another turkey from Albertsons to the Louisiana Food Bank, and money donated to the General Scholarship Fund by Allstate. There is the kick, and it is a line drive that bounces off the hands of the Ole Miss receiver. He's got to take it in the end zone and try to bring it back out. On the far sidelines, he's knocked out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. That is Scott, who tried to field it on a bounce, and there's 37 seconds left in the game.
Well, and Scott should have just let it stay in the end zone. He did not.
Well, didn't he touch it?
It doesn't make any difference because he didn't possess it.
Okay.
So he was okay. Had he just kept it in the end zone, but he didn't. And so Ole Miss, with a play that cost him a few seconds, the ball at the 16-yard line. Eric Reed is down on the ground. This is the second time now that he has been down after a play because of contact. He is a great hitter. He's a big-time hitter, but when you are, you're going to get dinged sometime, and he's been dinged a couple of times in this game. Let's see how he's doing. He's on his hands and knees on the far side. He's getting up and walking off.
Hey, Tiger fans, we know what it takes, a strong foundation to build a strong team, but did you know your home is only as good as the foundation it sits on? If you have cracks in your walls or bricks or doors that stick, you may have foundation problems. Call Cable Lock Foundation Repair now at 225-273-2525. Cable Lock, raising houses, raising standards. All right, Ole Miss cannot stop the clock. LSU leads it 43-36. Tigers will put 3 at the line of scrimmage, and everybody else is upfield. LSU's got defenders standing all the way back as far as midfield. 3 receivers right and 2 left. Mazzoli drops to throw, and he does, and it is caught on the far sidelines. He's trying to get out of bounds, and he can't do it. Good job. Pass was complete to Herman. Play clock is running. It's down to 24. Ole Miss quickly trying to get to the line of scrimmage. They've got 2 receivers on both sides. 16 seconds left in the game. Mazzoli clocks it and stops it with 14. And it'll be 3rd down and about a yard. The yard really probably is insignificant because we could be looking at the last play of the game.
Yeah, what was significant was that had he made the first down, the clock stopped.
Yeah.
And they would have saved about 10 or 11 seconds, but they didn't. It was a good team tackle for LSU to hold them short of the first down, and this may very well end up being the last play of the game.
43-36 LSU. 3 receivers right and 1 left. Mazzoli back there by himself. LSU with a 3-man front. He drops to throw. He's being chased. Missed by a Tiger defender. Now he's running all over the field. He's going to throw it as far as he can. It is up for grabs, and it is incomplete, I believe. Incomplete with 3 seconds left to play in the game. Oh, wow. I mean, that almost takes your breath away just looking at all of that was going on. LSU was a split second away from getting Mazzoli, but they couldn't get to him. And there's 1 missed tackle as we watch the replay. There's a second missed tackle as we watch the replay. And then he threw it as far as he could, and it almost was picked off. Let's go to Jordy for an AT&T sideline.
Well,
report.
you know, this is going to be the old double flip, lateral it back and forth. Les Miles screen to his defensive backs. Knock it down. Knock it down. We'll see. Just another Saturday in Tiger Stadium.
One way or the other, it's going to be the last play of the game. 3 seconds left to play. 4 receivers on the right and 1 on the left. Mazzoli drops back to throw. Steps up in the pocket, and he's missed, and he's still running around back there. There's a flag on the play, and Mazzoli's going to throw it as far as he can, and it is intercepted! Picked off by Patrick Peterson. But is there a flag on the play? They just picked it up, and they're running off the field. Game is over. Game is over. And LSU wins a survival contest here over the Ole Miss Rebels on that last play. Mazzoli is running around all over the place back there. LSU had the whole team. They were going to let him run as long as he wanted to. And the long pass downfield, Patrick Peterson stepped in front of the intended receiver and picked it off. And that ends this game. And LSU goes to 10-1 on the year. And that is the fourth time in Les Miles' coaching career here at LSU that the Tigers have won 10 games or more. What an exciting ball game. What an exciting finish. And LSU, for only the, seventh time or something like that in the history, have finished undefeated at home in a season.
It was exciting, too. Let me tell you,
help me out
this was as fun a game to watch, and it was exciting a game, I tell you, because there were a lot of great plays. It was fun watching Ole Miss play. I enjoyed watching their offense. I enjoyed watching LSU have success on offense against a defense that really wasn't very good. Ole Miss was prepared, Jim, for this game.
Yes, they were.
And played hard, and LSU played hard, too, and just couldn't stop them, but finally stopped them long enough to win this game.
They did. And
exciting.
Let me make a correction. That is only the 13th time in the storied history of LSU football that the Tigers have played an entire season undefeated at home. Only 13 times. So congratulations, LSU Tigers. Terrific job, and you truly deserve to be the 5th-ranked team in the nation.